It's no problem. Go ahead. What was your question? Can you hear me? Okay, good.
Yes, I heard you loud and clear. My question is, I'm on the Fifth Word platform, so I submit everything in a portal on Fifth Word, correct?
No,
The
it'll just be an
propo-
email. It will be we're gonna
oh,
send out
okay,
in the no long ting chat. It'll just be to admin@fifthwork.com. And then I'll share with Brian as we get them.
okay. And the exam also is would be on the platform, right? The voice
If
of
you want,
assessment.
I can, I can throw up an example. I hadn't yet, but yeah, that's something I could do.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I want to,
I'm just making sure to
I,
make sure what type of equipment I should be working with this weekend.
I, so for fifth work, you're going to be using fifth work for the final. So the no long ting course that you see that pops up when you go into fifth work, we are actually going to restrict the final to only people who are in this class, so that just not everybody can register for it. So the email that you use to coordinate and register for this class, I'm going to get that list from Ryan. I'm going to add and restrict the class to only those people so that they can take the final. And then the final will be hopefully released tonight in about 4 hours. If not, don't
Oh,
stress. It's not timed. Take your time. You have a couple days to actually work through it when you have a minute. Should be about 30 minutes to an hour test, maybe less, depending on how much you paid attention.
I found
okay,
out
thank
about you
you.
guys through. Oh, sorry. I found out about this call through Adela's group, so I don't know if my email address is registered or not.
Okay, just provide it to Brian. I think it's admin@blockchainlex.io.
Yeah,
Okay.
admin at blockchainlex.io. Right.
Okay.
Favor, what's up? Unmute yourself. Okay, guys, we have to start at 15 past, okay? So 3 more minutes of questions and then we start because I'm seeing Kish and Destiny already. So, Favor,
Yeah, hi everyone. I just want to add to what Nino said. I have been able to log into Fifth Work already. So I don't know if collating the emails will have to make me start afresh logging in, or is it
No.
okay? Is it fine?
Um, so long as the email you use to register the class is the same you use to register with No Long Ting, you should be okay. If you have a problem, just email me at admin@fifthwork. I'll get you
Oh,
access. I
all right.
I'm not a robot. I'm a person. So we'll get through this. There's not too
All
many
right.
of you that we can't get everyone to get on board.
yo,
Okay.
Nino, Ahmed, how can we do our assessment? What you mean? We've been speaking about the assessment for 3 days now. Do you do you want to be more proactive on the Discord and like message me on WhatsApp? And then after Destiny's and Keisha's presentation, we could come back to the questions. But they have timelines and they really have to start on time because they have
Oh,
engagement for this.
yeah, let them start. I mean, I'll be on the Discord. I'm active. Just reach out to
Yeah.
me. It just takes
And
me
You
sometimes
can
because I
also
have.
respond to them on the chat as well
Yes,
as
yes,
they
I can.
pop the questions. So if anybody has questions regarding that assessment, pop the questions on the chat. Okay, Nino is going to be responding to them as you go. And then there's also the Discord as well. But just keep sending your questions, all right? And that's the importance of class attendance.
So
So,
let's
Ms. Gomez,
hold on.
submission
Can
deadline
I?
is
Oh,
Sunday.
yes, thank you. That's exactly what I was going to say. Let's just push the submission deadline to Sunday. Give them as much time as possible because I think I'm probably going to be late with the final. And I apologize. It's getting multiple technologies to work together. It's taking me a minute.
We won't fail nobody. We love you all and we all want you to succeed. Okay? So let me stop talking. No long talk here. Kish, Destiny, over to you in studio.
Yes, Brian. Yes, Nino. Thank you guys for answering those questions and running through everything. Today, we've got something very, very special for everyone. So, big pat on your back for everyone who's made it all the way to the end and made it this far. I think in the beginning we had about 200 people and it's whittled down to just you guys. So, you guys are the special ones that have taking the time to go through all of our materials, taking all of our mentorship, taking all of our expertise, and start to build something from it. So just before we start off, I want to say a big pat on your back to everyone, and a big round of applause for everyone that's made it this far. Right. I want to sort of introduce Destiny here. I actually added her into No Long Ting because we met up in the US, in actually Ohio and Cincinnati for an event with Forbes. And she's an incredible individual who's really driving a lot of change, not just for different communities, but mainly for Black people, right? And also really killing it in the event space. But she's very driven and someone who gets down to the bottom of things, right? And I think it's very exciting, and we're very blessed to have her join. And I'm very blessed and excited to have her as part of the session today as well. But yeah, Destiny, you can go ahead and introduce yourself a little bit more.
Alrighty, y'all. Listen, I got some good sleep last night, so I have energy. And I know your Caribbeans are all about energy. You know, Caribbeans, Africans. So I'm ready. My name is Miss Destiny Perkins, and I'm so excited to be part of this No Long Ting. I like Keyshawn said, we met in Ohio at a really awesome event with entrepreneurs. And I'm the type of person that I don't gatekeep. If you're Gen Z, you know of the term gatekeep. And why should we hide this information? Why should we hide this information? Right? All of us should win. And that's what I'm excited to do today. Briefly about my background. So I'm a creative director. I work with different corporations, brands, companies on events, projects, and I help them target Gen Z, right? I help them market to Gen Z so they can find us on social media. I also produce my own women empowerment events because women need to come together, and that's what I do worldwide. And lastly, I'm running interviews. I'm running interviews for CEOs and entrepreneurs and founders who are in Gen Z doing great things. You definitely have to check out the interview I did with Keyshawn when we were in Cincinnati.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing. I'll just add on to that and share this out with everyone. So today we're going to be talking about building your network and actually turning that and transferring that into value, right? We're going to start off with what Destiny will break down, which will go, heavily into the value of building a network, give you access to tools and understanding of different ways that you can apply that. And then later on, I'll go into how do you amplify that? How do you times that by 10? And how do you build out a network that is a self-sustainable sort of ecosystem that you can build and create things with? But the first thing to build your network, I think, is you need to have LinkedIn, guys. So if you don't have LinkedIn, make sure you join and connect with us on LinkedIn. I'm going to share over here this post. Destiny is also tagged in the post. Engage in the post, comment, share, like, and this is how we'll be able to see you guys and be able to connect with you guys further. So boom, that's the link there. No Long Ting. Sign up, get your account ready, and then you can start networking. From connecting with us, you have access and be suggested people within our network as well. So that's the first little start. If you haven't started already, and if you already are on LinkedIn, please do connect and join up with us. So yeah.
Alrighty. I threw mine in the chat as well, my LinkedIn. All right, so I'll be going first. So I'll go ahead and share my screen, Brian. Are we all set for that?
Yeah, you're a co-host now, so.
Alrighty. Okay.
Are you able to? Just click on the share screen.
Yeah, let me know. Can you see it now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Alrighty, y'all. I'm so excited to talk about this. This is my niche, okay? I do this. So today we're going to be talking about professional network building and how to personally build. Okay. So the things we're going to talk about today is self-discovery, right? You have to know yourself to know where you're going, to know what you want, goal setting, how to take a goal, how to network in person versus networking digitally, because there are different strategies for online networking and in-person networking. And of course, creating an action plan. We need a plan to be successful. So through this presentation, you know, ultimately you're going to learn at the end how to audit your life, assess your skills, and build that confidence to build your personal brand. So can y'all drop some 9s in the chat if you're with me? Okay, 9s in the chat, because listen, it's the last day of the boot camp. And 9 is the number of completion. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up with some really, really amazing presentations today. Okay, so we're going to be talking about first building a personal foundation. Also, let me say this too. If you have any questions, I am going to be doing a Q&A at the end of the presentation. So write them down or hold off, because it may be answered during the presentation. And if not, I'll get to it as soon as I'm done. So personal foundation, self-discovery. So when you're talking about, you know, getting to where you want to go, it's really important to know yourself. So things like strengths, values, your passions, you need to identify these things, because we grow up and we don't understand where did my values come from? You know, what am I good at? You know what I'm saying? What are my skill sets? So your self-discovery is that moment where you sit down and you think about all the things in your life that would fall under your values and passions, and you write them down. You write them down because they're going to come in handy later on in your life. Okay. Then we're going to talk about goal setting. Goal setting is actually, you know, I feel like goals, we make it seem like it's so simple, right? Like, oh, I want to go do this. Let's go do it. And sometimes it could be, but for the most part, you do need to start by writing these things down. And then we're going to move into skill development in this section. So identifying certain skills, because your skills is what's going to make you money. And it's also something that you're good at. So you're going to enjoy this. You're going to enjoy making money with these skills. All right. So, okay, here we're going to start with identifying who you are versus what you do. So, you know, I think this is really important, because sometimes we get caught up in life feeling that, you know, we're only as valuable as what we can produce. Right? When someone says, "Who are you? What do you do?" You're like, "Oh, I work in this company. Oh, I'm an older sister. Oh, I'm a mom. Oh, I'm a dad." It's like you're saying what you do, but you're not saying who you are. You're not speaking to your character. So some of the things that you can use, some of the tools you can use to figure this out, if you don't already know, is tools like Myers-Briggs test. These are free online, quizzes that you can take to better understand yourself, right? And then, like we were saying earlier, your values and your beliefs. What do you value? Because what you value is what you're going to attract more of. So things like what's important to you and what are your core principles are great, journal prompts to start with. And then once you have that down, once you have an idea of who you are, what your character is like, then you're on a really good trajectory to figuring out how to achieve a goal. Okay. So goal setting. This is my favorite thing to talk about, because we need tools to achieve our goals. We do. And there's so many free resources. There are so many free resources today. So I'm going to talk about a few. So you're either a visual learner. You could be a visual learner. You could be an auditory learner, meaning you hear things well. Visual learner, you see things well. Right? So I'm going to give you a little bit of 2 examples in case you're visual or in case you're auditory. So vision boards. We hear about vision boards on social media. This just helps you remind yourself what you're working towards. So you can print out photos, you can draw things. I also like the software side of goal setting, right? When we have things like Asana. This is not sponsored by Asana, but Asana is just one platform where you can write down all the things you have to do. Right? It has your to-do list. You can put dates on things. You can attach Google Docs. So it just keeps you organized, because if you have a really big goal, you're going to have to create small action steps to get there. Right? So Asana is one resource. Excel sheets. I use Excel sheets for everything. I'm talking everything. And I get as specific as I can, because you can Control F on an Excel sheet and find anything you need at any time. So Excel sheets is also really, really great. And if you're still someone who's like, Destiny, I just need a physical planner. I just need to write things down. Some of us still want to write things down. Everything is so techie now, right? But some people say, hey, I feel better and I feel like I accomplish more when I write things down in a notebook or in a planner. So you could also use a planner as well. Okay, start with the long-term goals and then slowly break them down, right? If one day you're wanting to get a car, you can't just be like, okay, I need 20,000 to go get a car. Right? You have to say, okay, how many hours would I need to work a week? What job would get me there faster? But, that is a job that I'd want to work, right? You have to start breaking these small things down, and then you'll get to your goal. And if you've never heard of the SMART goal framework, this is basically this thing where it talks about how the more specific you are with your goals and you measure them and you figure out, is it achievable, right? Can I actually make this happen? It basically creates a clearer direction for where you're trying to go. So you could also research a little bit more about the SMART goal framework. A lot of people use that in their life, especially in their business as well. Okay. So action planning, you know, I'm really pulling some of this information from the events that I've done before, because let me say this, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you have to have these three things. You have to have these three things. And the entrepreneurs that actually execute all three of these things, they're elite. They're elite, right? As an entrepreneur, you have to have a vision, right? You have this image in your mind, you have this goal in your mind, and you're like, okay, I need to bring something that I just seen in my head into real life. I need to bring it into reality. And so then you say, okay, so how am I going to do that? How am I going to take something I've seen in my brain, in my imagination, and actually bring it into the physical, materialize this thought? Well, you have to create a strategy. So then an entrepreneur will have a vision and have a strategy. The strategy is saying, okay, I'm either going to use the information that I know, or I'm going to research online, use ChatGPT, right? Use Google, use YouTube, use TikTok, use Instagram, all of these tools that we have. And I'm going to create a strategy of how I'm actually going to take this idea and make it happen. And this is where people get stuck. So some entrepreneurs, when they start off with the vision, they go reach out to an agency and they say, hey, help me with the strategy. I don't know. But if you have a strategy for yourself, not only will you save more, right? You'll save more money, but you're also being able to say, I tried this, I tried that, I tried this, I tried that. And finally, I found something that worked. And lastly, after your strategy is the execution. Can you actually take your strategy, all of these things that you said, going to events, right? Researching this, setting up one-on-one calls with mentors, being on LinkedIn, like he said, being on LinkedIn, being in platforms to be seen so you can actually make your idea happen. So vision. So if you don't already have this written down, I highly recommend writing this down. Have a vision, have a strategy, and have an execution. If you can do all three of those things, you're elite. You're an elite entrepreneur, okay? You heard it here first. You're an elite entrepreneur. Okay, so now switching over into action planning specifically, okay? So we just talked about the vision. You already have the vision in your brain. You already know what you want to do, right? You did this boot camp for a reason. You want more for your life. So now we're going to give you little tips on what building a strategy would look like, right? You need a strategy to be successful. So with the action plan, we talked about the skills. You talked about the skills you possess. You know what you could do. So if you remember from like primary school, elementary school, there were these T-charts, right? On the left side, and then there's a line in the middle, and then there's a right side. I would take a piece of paper, or if you want to do this digitally and find a way to make a T-chart digitally, and write on the left side all of the skills that you currently have, right? Whether it's editing videos, whether it's graphic design, whether it's making origamis, braiding hair, whatever it is, on the left side. And then on the right side, you're going to put all the skill sets that you need to be successful in your business or successful in any project you're working on. So left side skills that you have, right the skills that you desire or that you need help from, right? These are also areas for improvement, things that you're like, okay, I could be better at that, right? I could be better at SEO. Getting my info, I'm posting things, but it's not being seen. I need to get better at SEO so I can be seen. Otherwise, all my content is for what, right? And then also defining the places and industries you want to be in. We have to understand who do you want to be seen by? Who do you want to work with? Who are these dream companies? Who are these dream collaborations you want to have, right? Now, pivoting to your personal brand, this thing is probably like the most important step when you're trying to be seen. Your personal brand is quite literally how you will be respected. How do you want to be respected? How do you want to be known as? Okay, so here's how I break it down. And these are from different entrepreneurs that have taught about personal brands. Okay, so you want to choose an attire that aligns with your personal brand. You want an outfit that speaks to what you do. right? I would like to say, oh, you can wear whatever you want and you're going to be respected either way. I wish the world worked like that, but for some reason, there's this psychology that when you wear certain attire, you receive different treatment. I noticed this as soon as I go to the airport and I'm in a dress, I'm treated so differently than if I'm in sweatpants. I don't know. It just makes sense, right? So you want to have an attire. You're also going to think about 3 to 5 elements, or what I like to call a tier, that's authentic to you. It's authentic to you, right? Basically, if someone says, their name, if someone says Brian, let's use Brian. Everyone knows Brian, right? If you think of Brian, what are 3 to 5 tiers of Brian that you're like, oh, like when I think of Brian, what are the 3 to 5 things that come to my mind? Right? Maybe, oh, he hustles. He's always putting things together. Oh, he's an entrepreneur. Oh, he makes graphics, right? Like there's these certain things that you think about when you think of him. So now you have to think, what do I want other people to think of me? What am I going to curate my life to look like and to actually become so that people start to think of those 3 to 5 things when they think of me? That's branding. That's branding. If you have social media and you're always traveling, someone's like, oh, that person's always traveling. That's a tier of your brand. You travel. You like to go out. If you have coffee every morning and you're posting on your story and you're like, oh, I needed my latte because I need to stay awake today, that's branding. Like, oh, she always got coffee on her story. She needs coffee to succeed. She needs that, right? That is personal branding, okay? Moving on to elevator pitch. This is the thing that you want to practice the most. If you come into somebody who is a funder, an investor, an entrepreneur, even a celebrity, somebody that you're like, this person could change my life, and I have 30 seconds to make an impression. What am I going to say? And no, it's not, can I get a photo? There's no time for pictures. Pictures can wait when you guys are, on yachts and stuff because you collaborated. Now is the time to let them know who you are and why they should care about you, why they should care about your vision. So your pitch needs to be confident. It needs to be authentic. No one likes to feel, and memorable. No one likes to feel like they're being sold to. You know this on social media. Oh my gosh, buy this, buy that. You're like, okay, swipe. Next. People don't want to feel sold to, though. People want to feel that they matter, that their presence matters to you. So when you have a memorable pitch, it could be the smallest thing. You know what people say to me when I pitch what I do? I say, hi, I'm Destiny Perkins. They say, you said your last name. I was like, oh, yes. Remember me, right? And they're just like, they're like, we never hear people say their last name. Even something that small is memorable because not a lot of people do it. So find something that's memorable. Maybe you have a little slogan for your business, right? You have something that's memorable. You also want to have passion when you're talking. Nobody wants to hear a pitch where they're just like, hey, so yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, it's cool. I work on AI. It's what? You lost me, right? You want to say like, listen, AI, this is probably for Keish because, he works on AI. This is not my story, but it's just like, he's like, I work in AI. I know what's going on. Do you want to know what's going on? Do you want to work together? People are like, yeah, sign me up. Like, right. They feel excited. You want something like that. You want to leave that person like that. So this pitch is between 30 seconds to I would say like 45 seconds because the idea of an elevator pitch is you're on an elevator and you're with somebody who's quote unquote important and you have 30 seconds to go up the elevator to tell them what you do. So work on that. Okay, next, your life audit. Okay, so we went over, your skills. You also want to identify where you're at in your career, where you want to be, your relationships, your health, your personal growth, honestly, your whole life. If you know about auditing, right? Auditing means you're literally going over different things and figuring out what's working and what could be better. They do this in companies. They do this for cars, right? When you audit your car, it needs gas, it needs oil, I need new tires. You're doing the same for yourself. Okay. And then you're continuing to make that strategy, not just for your business, but for your whole life. Because everything pours into each other. If your health's bad, your business is going to go a little downhill. Right. But if your relationship is good, but your career is bad, it's gonna switch. Okay. Networking. Okay. I need to talk about this. Listen, I've had some really crazy networking stories. I'm going to show you a few examples of actual experiences in a few photos and a few slides coming up. But networking is what's going to get you to your goal. You know how people say, they say like, oh, like, I pray to God and I just don't feel things are happening in my life. God works through people. If you believe in manifestation, like it happens through people. Even when you think of a company, we think of products, but who are behind the products selling it to you? Who are behind the products making them? It's people, right? So the only way you're going to get to where you want to go is meeting more people that have the resources or the information that you need for your goal. Okay, so an example of a success story. So I put on this event. It was called Love Your Curls. I did it at a university in Utah. Very small demographic of people of color in Utah. And 2 girls attended, and they met a girl that I had on the panel. They're chatting, they're connecting. And it's been 2 years since I did that event. And because they met at my event, they started a nonprofit together. And they've had countless events. They've had countless of funds from sponsors just because they met at my event, right? Just because I thought, let me take my vision and make it happen. And now some people are benefiting from it, right? So you have to remember too, like even your vision, sometimes it may not even be for you. It may be for other people who really need it. Okay, network building strategies. Also, everyone can feel free to take photos of the slides if you guys aren't already. If you want to, I don't mind. Okay, so network building strategies. You know what I realized? When you go into events, networking is a skill. It's a skill. It's not just talking to people. You have to know how to talk to people, right? We have to make people feel cared about, make them feel seen. And you should also want to care about people too. You should also want to be a good person. So before you even network, you got to start with this. Why are you attending this event? This strategy is for in-person networking. Okay, so we're talking about in-person networking. Why are you attending this event? What's the purpose? Right? Is it to learn information that you need for your business? Do you need how to market better in your business? Maybe you're attending a marketing event, right? Do you want to connect with people? You need to do some collaborations to get your product out there. What's the reason? Then you're going to go to identifying the industries you want to meet people in. So here's one thing that I do that I have never met someone, like I've not met someone yet who's told me that they do the same thing. So when I go to events, especially if it's a branded event, like Maybelline, like a makeup event or hair care, usually the people go and they're like, let me get all the products. Let me go meet the influencers. Let me go meet the celebrities. Let me go get a photo. Okay, they're focused on that. Where I'm going is I'm saying, where's the director? Where's the creative director? Where's the event producer? I want to meet them because that person knows everybody in this room. You can meet the influencer for 5 minutes, or you can go look for the director and meet everybody. So I always go and I meet the directors, and it's always, a respect thing, right? Like, you did amazing. Love your event. Let's connect. Let's collab. I do events. And they're like, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Next, you're going to talk about the goals that you want. What are you looking for when you're meeting these people? Because you want to, you know this, when you go to an event, there's a lot of people. So you don't want to have to be there and think, oh my gosh, like I need to talk to everybody in here. I used to be that person who felt like I needed to talk to everybody. There's just not time for that. So you got to make sure you know exactly who you're wanting to meet. Is it the directors? Is it the sponsors? Maybe you listen to a panel and you feel really moved by that person. Who is it that you want to talk to? And you're going to position yourself in certain areas of where they're at. So like an example is near the speakers, near the sponsors. You're going to try to stay in those areas. All right. The strategy. Where are you going to go? Now you have your vision. You have all the things, right, that you're thinking of when you're at the events. Now, where do you go? Eventbrite, there's Eventbrite events all over the world. So in the Caribbean, in the US, everywhere. There's events on Eventbrite. Just type in your city, or if you're traveling, I highly recommend going to events when you're traveling, because that's how you really meet people that you would never meet. Right? Facebook groups is really good. There's always things going on. And of course, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I'm telling you, TikTok. Just say what events are going on and put the specific dates of a weekend. And people are on TikTok and they're doing the work for you. They're finding the events for you. Okay. Also, I think, am I doing good on time? Brian and Keish, I have like my timer, but I want to make sure.
It's okay. Yeah, we're good. You can run through everything.
Destiny, you're fine. You're fine. You keep dropping those gems, yeah?
Okay. So let me check in with the bosses. Okay. So now you know what events you're going to. And lastly, what do we got to do? Execute. Look, I talked about earlier, vision, strategy, and execution. That's not just for an idea. That's for also attending an event. So now we're on the execution. So now you actually have to do it. You have to network with these people. So what does the execution look like? Right? I always say compliment or comment on something. It would be crazy, okay? It would be crazy to just be standing there and someone comes up to you and they're like, "Hi, my name is so-and-so. So I actually own this business." And you'd be like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 what's happening? What's happening? Pause, stop, wait." Versus someone saying, "Oh my gosh, I love your outfit. Green looks so good on you. Oh my God, glowing." Now you're like, "Oh my gosh, he's stroking my ego. Stop, stop." You got him. This is sales, really. This is some sales psychology I'm dropping right now. But you're really like, you connected with somebody, you made them feel seen, and now they're interested. Now their walls are down, because you go to events and you see people look very like don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't breathe near me. But when you say a compliment, it helps them relax. It helps them be off their guard, right? Oh, this person cares about me. And hopefully your compliment is genuine. Try to make it genuine, because if you try to fake it, they also will see through that. Or if you don't want to compliment somebody, right? Let's say you're a man and you're at an event. You're like, dang, if I compliment this woman, what if she thinks I'm hitting on her, or vice versa? A woman complimenting a man. You can comment. You can say like, hey, like, I'm just curious, how'd you hear about this event? I've been hearing different answers. That's one thing. Oh, I heard it on LinkedIn. LinkedIn? Really? I'm trying to conversation starter. Another comment. Oh my gosh, I just got here. Like, how was the panel? Did you like the panel? I thought, right? Just so start a conversation where you're asking them a question. Elevator pitch, drop your pitch. Drop your pitch. They're like, oh yeah, I'm at this event. Oh, I love the panel. You love the panel. And then you say, yeah, so tell me about yourself. Like, you look dressed up, you're in a suit. What's going on? You're running 5 businesses? Come on, tell me. And then the person talks to you and they say their thing. And then of course they're going to say, yeah, but why are you here? And you're like, oh, you know me. Boom. Say your pitch. And then you always want to stay in touch. Nothing is more heartbreaking when you meet a great person and you can never see them again. You can never see them again. So staying in touch could say, hey, I always like to say to people, I say, what do you feel most comfortable sharing? Because not everybody wants to give out their number. Most people will give out their social medias, like their email or their LinkedIn, but some people are like, just take my number. We have so much to work on. So I'd say, what are you comfortable with? And they'll say, oh, LinkedIn, or, they'll tell you. But I actually have a business card. It's called Popple. It's like $11 a month. I'm not sure how many countries it's accessible to, but there's tons of apps like that. And basically, you scan this QR code, and it has your number, your email. You know what? Let me see if I can show you. Brian, we're gonna need to have these these brands sponsor us next time, because I'm shouting out a lot of brands here.
Yeah,
okay.
We have to. I'm gonna take down a list.
Yes. So here's what mine looks like. Hopefully you guys can see. Can you guys see it? So it has a QR code, and then it says my title. So it says creative director, event producer. And then when they scan it, you can save my business number, my email, my Instagram, everything to their phone. It's like a one-stop shop. Otherwise, you're going to stand there for 5 minutes exchanging. Okay, your LinkedIn. Okay, your Instagram. Okay, right? So having a digital business card makes you that person. It makes you that person. It's just quick. It's easy. But if you don't, start with what makes you more comfortable. What do you feel like sharing? Oh, just take this. Okay. Now we're going into digital networking, which is, I feel like more people are going to start with digital networking, because it's a lot easier to meet more people when you're online, right? You have, like us, we're in this generation, we have so many opportunities. It is insane. We have so many that people get overwhelmed and they do nothing. They do nothing, because there's so many resources for us. So I'm going to break it down for you so you can say, okay, if I'm going to try to network with somebody on LinkedIn, here's how I do it. Destiny's going to give me a real life example of what to do. Or if I'm going to find someone on TikTok, here's how I'm going to network with them. Instagram, whatever it is, I'm going to show you, okay? So let's start with LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. These 4 social media platforms have a very similar pattern when it comes to how you're going to reach out to somebody. Okay, so let me give you an example. Let's say you're trying to collaborate with a tech company. Let's say it's a phone case. Okay, a phone case company. So you're on the phone case company's page, and before you even message, don't message right away. Before we even message, we're gonna say, "Hey, I see you. I see you. I see what you're doing. I like what I see." And you're gonna comment on like 2 or 3 of their pieces of content. So if it's TikTok, it's videos, right? So you're going to like 1, 2, 3 videos. 2 of the 3 videos, you're going to comment. Oh my gosh, that phone case is so pretty. Oh my gosh, I need a phone case that's good. Thank you. Love the design. This method is something that I learned from network marketing a few years ago. And it works every time. It works every time because most people are not going to go and like photos. They're just going, or videos. They're just going to message you and be like, hey, buy this. And you're like, and ignore. And you're selling me. You're trying to take my money versus being like, hey, let's connect. Like the goal should never be trying to sell somebody because that comes from desperation. You just want to connect with somebody. That's the goal. Once you connect, you're in. You're in. So then you send your personalized message. I'll go later to show you what a personalized message looks like so you don't feel salesy, right? Then email. Email's tough. Email's tough because a lot of people's emails go to spam. So I would recommend emailing being your last resort, to be honest. Your last resort, unless you have a specific person that works in a company that you know. So if you went to a networking event and you met, Andrea at techcompany.com, unless you met that specific person, then you email them because they met you, they're expecting your email. But if not, if you're just cold calling, cold emailing someone you don't know, I would make that your last resort. Because a lot of people I know in brands, they don't check their emails from people they don't know because they have so many people reaching out everywhere. Right? But if you're going to email, you want a personalized subject. So that bolded subject, right? You don't want to say like, hello. You don't want to make it seem like it's spam. So, if you met at X event, right? Connected at da-da-da. Proposal for marketing team, something like that. And then you're going to have your introduction, right? Make it authentic to you and a CTA. CTA is a call to action, right? You never just want to tell somebody to just tell them. They're like, okay, they just told me who they are. Cool. You want to say, now that you know who I am, let's find a time to get on each other's calendar. Can you let me know what your availability looks like beginning of November? That's a call to action because now you're basically requesting a response from them, and then they're going to respond to you. And they're going to say, oh, I'm available on this day. And you got to be that person. You got to be that driven person to say, okay, cool. I'm going to set up a Zoom meeting or I'm going to set up a Google Chats meeting. Here's the link. I'm excited to talk with you. A, B, and C. See you then. Your email signature. I think your email signature just makes you look not like spam. So you can set up your email signature in Google if you do use Google and have, create it. Have a little slogan for yourself. Be memorable with that. But if you want to know how to do that specifically, there's examples on YouTube and TikTok as well to create an email signature. Lastly, social media features. I mean, this is more so to be noticed on social media, right? Like I said, nothing hurts more than to put your effort into content and you just don't get seen. So hashtag examples, right? If you're a college student, hashtag job openings, whatever industry and niche you're in, you're going to put that in there. This is to help bring people to you, but you can also use hashtags to find people. If you're trying to find UGC content creators to promote a brand, you could use hashtags. So hashtags is really good. Also, location and places. Make sure you're tagging when you're at events, the location you're at, tagging brands, tagging stores. They also can notice you from that. But that's how others find you. Okay. In-person networking. Well, this is from earlier. We said networking goal, social media platform, personalized message. This is actually for the digital. So digital networking. And then I'm going to show you some examples. Are you ready for examples? Are you ready for examples? Listen, I'm not talking the talk. I walk the walk, okay? I'm giving you things that have worked for me. I'm giving you things that have worked for me, okay? This is not, I found this on Google. No. It works, okay? Number one, example A, okay? This is on LinkedIn. So the first example I'm showing you is on LinkedIn. This form of networking, I'm going to explain. This was for leisure. So this is what I wasn't there to network on business or network on a collaboration. I was literally just trying to meet somebody, okay? Just to have fun. So I say, and I have my little picture to look all professional. This is October 2022, okay? So my introduction, I say, hi, my name is Destiny Perkins. I will be attending the Spell House homecoming next weekend. That was a HBCU, a college homecoming. I said, it will be my first time ever attending an HBCU, and I'm looking to get a feel of the campus to potentially transfer to, right, in the next 2 years. My goal at the time was maybe I want to transfer here, but I had nobody that I knew at that campus. But LinkedIn, you can find what school people go to, right? Because you put in your portfolio, you put in your account what school you go to. So it wasn't hard to find people who go to the school there because I was just typing in Spelman, HBCU, and all the girls who put, you know what I'm saying? I found them because they put their school. then that was my purpose. So my purpose was saying, I'm basically connecting with you because I want to transfer here eventually. I want to get a feel. You're basically dope. I'm talking to you. I want to connect with you. And then my closing was, I would love to meet you in person and connect with you if that's within your availability. I'm also open to any advice, right? What if she said, you know what, I don't know this girl. I don't want to meet her. I would still take advice. I would still take advice, right? Maybe she might say, oh, reach out to this person. They do tours, right? I didn't know what she was going to give me. So that was my closing. But I said, I would love to connect with you. So that was my like CTA. Like, I do want to continue this conversation. So then she responded, Taylor, super, super sweet girl. She said, hi, Destiny. I would love to meet with you and connect in person. What days were you thinking? And from there on the right, to show proof that it happened, we met up. We met up at the HBCU homecoming and we spent like a few hours together. She showed me around, like, you know, just coming off authentic. Of course, on my LinkedIn, I didn't have no photos, no videos. I had proof that I'm a human, I'm a person, I exist. So that was also really fun. So I got to meet her. So you want to make sure you have an introduction, purpose, and closing. Another example, this is actually networking. So I randomly throw networking mixers like it's nothing. So this is through a platform called Circle. I'm part of Black Girls in Media. It's all in the US. And I said, hey, I'm in Atlanta till November 15th. I would love to meet at a restaurant and connect with anybody who's open to networking, because Atlanta's a big hotspot for media. I said, we can go as a group or just us two. I didn't know if just one person was going to respond. So I said, it could just be us two, you know. Tell me, it says 14 others come. Tell me why 15 people messaged me and said, I want to go to dinner. I said, 15? Whoa. Okay, we're doing this. It's a mixer. It's a mixer. So, you know, when 15 people say they want to go, you have to be realistic. Not all those people actually show up. So then 10 people made it to the group chat. We made a group chat on Instagram, and then 8 or 7 people actually showed up. And it was the most beautiful thing ever. I mean, girls were crying. They were like, I needed this. I needed this community. So you can also network in ways like that. Like, hey, I want to see what's your business? What's my business? And that a lot of things came out of that too. Some of the girls started a Bible study group. I got advice about sports media. So you could do that. Another more examples, Instagram networking. Lastly, this is another one that you might actually want to use. If you want to go to a conference and it's really expensive and it's not in your budget at the moment, because you're going to get the money, but at the moment, if you don't have it, here is an example of how you can get a sponsored ticket. Trust me, it works for a lot of people. You can even ask your university to pay for stuff. That's also worked for me. But I said, hello, my name is Destiny Perkins. I'm San Diego native. I came across your page on LinkedIn regarding GritCon. That was the event. I've been a student for 2 years at a university, and I'm interested on how I can apply and connect for a sponsorship opportunity. Right? So I'm saying, hey, like, I'm a student. That kind of gives them a knowing of like, okay, they probably are not in their bag like that. So they're probably going to need a discounted ticket or free ticket. I said, I work in close proximity with the NAACP, basically telling them, hey, I do cool stuff, right? And
Ms. Perkins?
Okay.
Ms. Perkins, sorry.
Yes.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but some of our members have to go pray. So we normally break at this time and then just do a Q&A, so that no one's left out and no one misses anything.
Yes,
thank you. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Totally good.
All right, thank you. But yeah, we're doing Q&A now. So if any students want to drop a Q&A in the chat.
Yeah, that was the end of the presentation, so we're good. Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Perfect timing. Perfect timing, no problem.
Do you want to do the Q&A? Okay, let me stop sharing so I could see.
Destiny, I personally have a question for you, okay?
Okay.
And we've been trying to talk, like tease out this point this whole week. And basically it's regarding, you know, background from, let's say when you're from a developing country, you kind of have this imposter syndrome, or you doubt yourself. You know, it's not the same level of confidence as our Caucasian friends kind of have, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I did it. I'm from this, you know what I mean? Like, and I struggled with this personally, but I had to like fight it. And I know so many people of, you know, Black, Caribbean, brown, Latina descent struggle with that. Like, what would you say regarding that?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I feel that, you know, I feel that when you're not really represented in a group, you're going to feel like an outsider. You're going to feel like you don't belong for a second. But to get over that hump, you have to first like stop and say, do you even feel like you deserve it? if you feel like you deserve it, then you have to literally brainwash yourself into thinking, I deserve this opportunity so much. Yes, I'm uncomfortable asking for help, because asking for help in communities like, Black, Latino, all these like, underrepresented groups, you just feel like you have to do it by yourself. So you have to be willing to receive help. You have to be willing to receive help, and you have to feel that you deserve it, because no one's going to make you say, you deserve better. You hear people, you deserve better, you deserve better. It does not matter how many people say you deserve better if you don't feel like you deserve better. So when they are like from different countries, I honestly, they probably have an even better opportunity to get stuff for free. Because when you pitch, you just sell your story. I grew up like this. Like, this is your time. I grew up like this. Listen, I want to change my family's trajectory. I want to, represent my lineage. I just need this one opportunity. And I promise you, these companies are going to be like, oh my gosh, we got to help them. They feel like I got to help them. I got to help them. But yeah, it's up to you to say, I feel that I deserve this. And also have a strong circle around you. Have people that are motivating, empowering. Sometimes if you forget your worth for 5 seconds, have your friend be like, remember your worth. You're like, oh, shoot, okay, I remember it. Yep, let me text them. Let me reach out. Now, Keish does that for me too. I'll be like, Keish, how much? He's like, excuse me, ma'am. Remember who you are? I'm like, oh yeah, thank you. You need that.
Let me chime in on this one as well. I think, when you're coming from nothing, right, and you've got to make something, you got to equip yourself with the knowledge so that you're ahead of everyone else as well. Because, one thing I know for a fact, especially working in emerging technology, every week I read a ton of reports, right? I'm reading 3-4 different reports a week, basically a report every 2 days or a day or so. Reports are averaging about 40 pages. Some of them are 140, 135 pages, whatever it is. I don't care. I open it up and I read it, right? And through equipping yourself with that level of knowledge, then you can build yourself up and actually gain that confidence that you need to be able to put yourself in environments that you've never been in before, to be able to set yourself a goal or set yourself a target to reach, and I think starting with equipping yourself with that knowledge, and also what Destiny has been saying with putting yourself out there, sharing your story, sharing your background, and then I think also dropping gems as well, right? From what you've learned will make it a no-brainer for anyone that you're networking with. And I think, when you come from nothing, best thing you can do is research, learn, understand as much as you can, and gather information, whether you're reading it from a physical book, whether you found a magazine on something, whether you have access to the internet and you can search it up online. Wherever you're getting this information, if there's a library that you can find, if there's any way you can find the knowledge and this information, I think grasp it and understand it and utilize that knowledge and information, pour it into the right people that that can take you to another level. And I think that will help for sure. But I know Jason's been here with his hand up for a while, and I'll let you jump in on this one, Destiny.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Jason.
Okay, just a comment about going to conferences. For 7 years, I was part of Toastmasters, very active, and just a few nuggets to add to what you said. I found what worked for me was arriving a day early and leaving a day after the conference. And when you arrive the day before, you look for pub crawls, because chances are when you go into a conference, 90 to 95% of the people, they want to meet people, they're there, they have no idea. So you organizing that and getting people around you will immediately draw people to you. And I found in my experience, I remember a year I was going for a division director, and I felt like imposter syndrome. I felt like they're not going to vote for me. So I networked the day before. I met a couple of people. I had a rental car. Someone wanted to get a ride. I drove people around. Then the day of the election, a lady comes up to me and she says, I was going to challenge you, but I met you before and I like your vibe, so I'm not going to challenge you. And that was a way of helping me go forward just by putting yourself out there. I'm a very introverted person. Well, back then, but I'm still introverted. But sometimes you have to mingle just to survive, socializing. And don't be afraid to meet up someone, because they're afraid to meet up with you sometimes. And when you have the initiative where you contact people first, they really appreciate that. It leaves lasting memories. And that's the way to put yourself out there. So arrive a day early, pub crawl, and leave a day late. Sometimes a day after, you have when everybody's gone, people is like, you know what, let's have some dinner, let's have breakfast. And that gives you amazing networking opportunities outside of the structured event.
So I do
Absolutely.
want to say something sorry, can I second that? So Brian and I met at an after party, and you're all here because of
Literally.
that.
Yeah.
And Evan as well.
Yeah, Evan too. Evan met with Brian the day after I left. I introduced Evan and Brian, I think. I don't know if they met separately at the event, but yeah, it all after parties. Yep,
Literally, yeah.
it's good. So I second
Yo,
what Jason said. That is perfect.
for real. Yo, Franklin, you wanna unmute yourself?
Hello guys, good evening everybody.
Yeah.
Mm. Thanks for this opportunity once again. Like it's a brilliant one and it's like very impactful actually. I'm actually new to the Web3 space, like not up to a year, but I've made close to like $40,000 just doing project marketing and stuff like that. So I came to the space through a friend and it would just be like, hey, Franklin, just keep doing this thing. Let's just keep doing this thing. We're gonna see you're going to see some money someday. But me as a normal Nigerian guy, I feel like this guy, do you know what you're saying? You are just posting memes on Twitter, doing LFG, stuff like that. I'm going to see money from this thing. So I didn't even believe him at all. I was like, every time I'm chilling, I don't even know, like, I'll go
Just
from
keep chilling.
one Telegram to the other, one Twitter. We are always on Elon Musk's page, doing one thing or the other. It was just crazy. Till one day, we met one man, and he was like, "We want you guys to work. I want you guys to work for me. That you guys are always active. Like this is my budget." He said he had $5,000. Me that I've never even seen $1,000 in my life. I was like, I would do it. But so well, along the line, we kept bargaining, talking. He said he needed to connect with some influencers in Nigeria, Brother Shaggy and the likes. So I was a music director. I knew most of Nigerian celebrities. I worked with them. So it was just an easy task for me. I was like, bring it, I will do it. He said I should list everybody. I listed about 20. He picked 17 or thereabouts. So from someone that said he had a budget of 5,000. He later said he had a budget of $35,000. Like that, my brain, I couldn't even finalize the whole thing. Like my friend was like, Franklin, how did you do this thing? Like, how did you talk to this man? Like, I was like, actually, as in I was just talking to him freely. I was just being honest, like this is what I can get, this is what I cannot get, this is what I can do, this is what I cannot do. If you bring money, make him bring the money. I don't care. Before I know, I was like, he said, send your Bitcoin address, let me make payments, let's start the job and stuff like that. At first, I've not even believed your story if you will pay or not, if he has that money. Because in Web3, most of them don't really reveal their identity, who they are, stuff like that. Next thing I saw, my wallet was $35,000. I was like, Jesus. Damn. Like, most guys have not made this kind of money and they have been in this thing for like 4 years, 5 years. I just came up to a year. You understand? Just stay consistent, be real, be true. A lot of Nigeria has gotten a lot of bad name. That's why our market is not selling that much. Just make them understand you're different and you're real. Like you would deliver what you say you can do. On the group, we had about, when I left, though, we had about 150 active member on Telegram, and we had on TikTok, we are popping because I used this guy, Pella. I used most of all these influencers you guys know in Nigeria. I worked with them on the Web3 project, and it's popping and it's good. So that's
Yo,
what I encourage one person, someone out there. Thank you guys. Thank you, everybody.
yo, bless Franklin. And thank you for sharing.
Like, I don't know if I should say it though, but I was like, let me just encourage somebody out there that is chilling, doing a left.
For real. For real. Is there anybody else in the chat
I
or
think Franklin, let's definitely connect. Add me on LinkedIn and let's talk for sure.
Okay,
Destiny?
boss, can you drop your link? Let me follow you up.
Okay.
Destiny and Kish, back to you. Or if there's anybody in the group who has something to say. We are finishing off in 25 minutes time. So it's your time to chat with Kish and Destiny, please.
Brian, I'm going to be presenting as well.
Oh, okay, cool then.
I'm here. What's it? Cool.
Let me introduce you. Let me introduce you while you pull up your presentation. Okay, let me introduce you to this man because y'all, I know y'all, he's your mentor. Okay, but if you don't know who Keish is, okay, Keyshawn Rick, this man is literally ChatGPT in real life. He knows everything. Like you can ask him a question about tech, you can ask him a question about AI, and he just knows it. Okay, and he's so humble about everything he does. You know, co-founder of Blockchain Sensei, founder of Air, CBO of Borderless Blockchain Alliance, technical director, AI educator, and just so many more platforms that he does. But he's a really great resource to have. So to even have him talking to you all today, blessed. You are truly blessed. So definitely after his presentation, ask him questions, anything that's about emerging technology. He is there. Yes, ChatGPT. I'm telling you, he is. He really is. Get to know the man. He knows a lot of information. So I'm so excited to be passing the time over to Keish. Keish, take it away and please educate all of us.
Amazing. Thank you, Destiny. I feel like we might run over slightly, but it's definitely
That's
worth
fine.
it.
That's fine. No worries.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah,
So,
take your time.
yeah,
Take your time.
just to add on a bit of background, but thank you, Destiny. Human ChatGPT is crazy, but yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. I've done a lot of reading myself, but I definitely do utilize AI. My company, well, I have a lot of companies to be honest. So I sit with quite a wide range of different companies. I have a education company called Blockchain Sensei. Obviously, in the first half of the week, everyone that has stayed on for that have experienced a bit of our education. I also run a venture studio, which is basically focused on helping build and grow companies. Within that, I have a portfolio of around about 35 companies at the moment. And then I am basically CBO, actually going to be announcing that I'm the new CEO of Borderless Blockchain Alliance, which is an ecosystem. And what we do is we build holding co-structures, and within those holding co-structures are a wide range of different companies. So essentially, we have about a portfolio of over 100 companies within that holding co-structure. Lots of different venture studios, lots of different things, and we work across every industry sector, whether it's the financial industry, whether it's real world asset tokenization, if it's the gaming industry, whether it's AI. So this is sort of a little bit of a background. And what I'm going to share with you guys today is how to build and automate your business, right? Because running 35 companies as one individual, I would say, is not possible unless you have the right systems in place, unless you know how to structure and incentivize people to work. And I think these are the main pieces that I want to share today. So from the end of today, you guys will understand, okay, I know how to grow my network. Destiny's gone and helped us with that, right? Now, how do you put your network to work for you? And that's the next step. And this is where you can take a step back from being a business operator and actually become uh, a business owner, right? Because a lot of people think that they're running their business and they think that their business is running, but the truth of the matter is that they are within the business running the business, right? And if you can't step away from your business at a certain point in your life, then uh, it's basically like you have a normal job, right? So you're not actually a fully fledged entrepreneur, right? So what I'm going to be sharing is basically the differences between that, and also getting into the nitty gritty of how do you actually automate your business and run it in an efficient way. So let me share my screen. Now I have about 70 tabs open, so let me just make sure I'm on the right one here. Can everyone see the screen okay?
Yeah.
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 Okay, amazing. So, yeah, like I said, today we're going to be looking at basically building your own network and a path to creating a self-sustainable business, essentially, right? And I think, it starts with identifying the right things, and also we're going to look at basically acquiring the right talent, and then we're also going to have a look at understanding how to leverage your network and how to leverage information, because one of my biggest currencies in the web3 space is information, and I know how to leverage information to have access to things, to be early in different industries, to be able to acquire the right talent, etc. So this is why I think knowledge is so powerful and so vital. I have people all over the globe in every single sector within the web3 space that give me information, that let me know this is what's going on in the industry at the moment. I've got a team of 35 people that jump on calls every week, and we go through around about 150 companies a week, right? So that means I have seen and I know everything that's happening in tech. So I have one of the largest deal flows, which basically allows me to know what is going on right now, what is getting funded right now, what is popping right now, and also what is actually sustainable. So I think that being able to build out a network, being able to put people to work, but also help them and incentivize them is really the aim. And I think the beautiful thing about Web3 is that as long as you have access to the internet and a phone or a laptop, you're good to go, right? You've got Franklin sharing his story here of how he's actually broken into the industry, put himself out there, and now he's been able to close business within the space. And it's that simple, getting involved in a space, putting yourself out there, and building those connections. Cool. So that's basically the power of networking, right? So, what we're actually looking at here is, you need to have your way of building genuine connections with individuals, right? I'm all about building long-term relationships, right? I don't want to build a relationship with someone just based off of one deal that I want to do with them. I want to build a long-term relationship where we can do multiple deals together, right? There's no point, just how Destiny was explaining when you're networking. So what do you do? And being very blunt, very short, and trying to just sell to them, right? People can see through that, but also you're not going to go very far doing that. Like, I network a lot differently now because I've built out a very large network. I network on a personal level. I like to spend time with people, talk about life, and I'm not looking for anything. I'm just trying to gauge and understand and actually connect with that individual or that business professional, and then business can come later, right? And I think that's always better. When I was out with Forbes, Destiny, myself, and a bunch of Forbes listers were just chilling together, enjoying our company and talking about nothing to do with our work, literally, right? And I think that's so important, building strong connections with individuals that are long lasting, but then also off the back of that looking to do business, long-term business, right? So with some of those listers, I'm now they're now utilizing my lawyers to get their offshore structures set up, for example, or some other people are now utilizing my network and some companies and deal flow that I have to be able to do deals with other people, right? So it's giving people different levels of access that basically can expand your reach. And that's how you can get a wider pool of resources in, and that's how you can get a wider pool of people to work with you as well. So that's sort of the practical element of it. Now, maintaining those connections is also very important. Yes, you got this individual, but you guys need to stay in touch. You need to share things over and understand what type of relationship you have with someone, right? Is it a relationship where you message each other every other day? I don't think it really should be unless you're actually doing a ton of deals together, right? Or is it a relationship where you understand this person and what they need, you help them out in certain elements, and you chime in and share information with each other, right? because I have some relationships where they'll send me over some deal flow, and I'll send them over some deal flow, and we'll exchange deal flow and network and different things like that. And I think that's very important to understand in the beginning when you're maintaining your relationships. What is the purpose of your relationship, and how do you want to manage and maintain it? Is it very often you're communicating? Do you communicate strictly business after that connection, or to gauge and understand that is very important. So now the next thing I think is extremely important, right, is when you're building a business and you're growing a business, you want to attract the best talent, right? Now, what we actually spoke about in the last session that I jumped in on, when we were talking about, building out a company and also the ideathon and running through that, right? Now, you can work in tech and not be the expert in everything, right? Yes, I've read countless amounts of white papers. Yes, I've written white papers. Yes, I have read hundreds of reports by now, right? Every week I'm going through reports. But that's you don't have to be like that to actually be able to work in tech, right? All you have to be is someone that knows how to leverage knowledge and information, literally. So to attract the right talent, what's very important is looking for people that are driven and like-minded individuals like yourself, right? And now what you then do is actually sell them on your vision, because you want someone to be aligned with your vision, and you want someone to actually understand clearly what the mission is and what you're trying to accomplish and your goals. And these goals should also align with that type of individual, right? And that's very important, because then off the back of that, then people can work with passion as well, and actually be passionate about what they do, enjoy it, have fun, right? I think that's also very important. So when you're looking to attract top talent and very talented individuals, it's extremely important to connect with that individual, understand their skill set, share with them and understand um, your goals, let them understand what your goals are, and always sell on a bigger vision, right? As the company owner, you bring a bigger vision and a bigger scope to what you're trying to accomplish, right? Have the master plan and say, you know what, I think with this, we can do this together. But after we finish doing this, we're going to do that, the bigger goal. After we finish doing that, there's so much more that we can do, right? So this is how you can attract top talent, is by giving people the level of understanding, connecting with them closely, and then also sharing the right goals and mission, and then selling them on the bigger vision. That's what's most important. So these are how you can actually build an attractive culture. You can build a culture of people that are supporting each other, and build a culture of people that are completely aligned with the same vision. Now, one thing that I think is actually quite, it's kind of funny to me now. Let's talk about some of the pitfalls and things within the space, right? I think, I've speaking to a lot of founders now. We're running through about 150 a week, right? We're talking to thousands of business owners that are building, growing, and guess what we're doing? We're vetting and assessing them. So we're understanding, what level of understanding do you have? What level of strategy do you have? And how are you looking to approach that, right? And I'll tell you, I've seen people get so much money and absolutely just throw it away, throw it in the bin. And it's ridiculous. The amount of money that's in tech that just gets thrown in the bin because people lack the right amount of knowledge, and they lack the right understanding of how to deploy their resources, right? So I'll give you an example. There's an individual, I won't name names, that I jumped on a call with. They raised around about $4 million for their tech company. And my biggest question is, where did the money get spent? Or how much did you spend every month? Or, what is your runway? How much money do you have left, basically? And from understanding this, I learned that he spent $1.2 million on development on a platform that I know for a fact I can build for around about 30K, maximum 50K, right? So off the back of that, I already know he doesn't sit with the right resources and right information. So there's lots of pitfalls that founders have within tech, right? Where either they're a first time founder, never built a business before, either they think Web3 and technology and everything has to be super duper expensive, which it actually doesn't. But going back to talking about acquiring the right talent, right? What I've gone ahead and done is I've acquired the best people in the space, right? So by acquiring the best people, and instead of going to agencies, so let's say that person who went to get their development done went to an agency, guess what that agency is doing? That agency is going to my developers that I have, yeah, because they're based out in a country that no one wants to support or whatever it may be, right? They're not in the most attractive region. So this is, reality versus the perception of reality, right? There's these agencies that are front facing a company in the UK, that are front facing a company in the US, that are front facing a company somewhere in Europe, right? But on the back end, their developers are from India, their developers are from Africa, their developers are from the Philippines or other regions, and they're outsourcing work to them, right? So, from my level of understanding, that the agencies are not actually the ones that are doing the work, I just went directly to the source, right? I'd rather go directly to the source of these companies that are actually building these products and completing on them, rather than the company that's outsourcing it and charging ridiculous amounts of money, right? So now I've gone and acquired all of the resources needed to build a company at the cost price. So guess what? I can do a lot more with capital than everyone else now. You understand? So that's how you can trump and sort of beat some of those issues that we're seeing in the space, right? Now, the other side of things is, you know, um, when it comes to building out the company, the most important thing, in my opinion, is the team, right? If the team is not right, that means that the execution on that project is not going to be done to a good quality of standard, and it's not going to be done well, right? So when you're looking back at that and getting a clear understanding of what is actually required, you need to look at and understand, is this the right team? Because if you give someone who's a dumbass, for lack of better term, right? If you give a dumbass $10 million, right, that money is going to disappear and they're going to disappear with it, right? But if you give good people that same $10 million, they might turn it to 100 million. They might turn it to 1 billion, right? Because if you understand and acquire the right relationships and have these long-term relationships, then you'll understand and have people that can build and grow with you for the long run. And I think that acquiring the right people is one of the most important pieces. So let's move on. Now, this is what I was talking about, the failure rate, lack of adequate funding in the space. I think that is basically the wrong people are getting funding. So in tech, we have LPs, which are the foundations and family offices that are the ones that are injecting capital into the Web3 space. So they're funding the VCs, and the VCs are the ones that are investing in the companies, right? So that's sort of the in funding and investing hierarchy, right? But if you look at that, and if you look at what the VCs are doing, some of the top VCs in the Web3 space that are considered to be the best, they have a 2,000 to 1 success ratio, right? I know for a fact that there's a company that had 3,500 applicants, and guess how many companies they worked with? I'm gonna look in the chat for this, right? 3,500 people applied. Yeah. Let me see the numbers of how much people you think, yeah, made it and got to work with that company out of those 3,500 people? Let's see some numbers. Let's see some numbers and see what people think. Okay, 30. Okay, we've got 30. 5. Okay. 10. 1. Nina said 1. Nina's in the game. 10, 5. Okay. 25. You're thinking 3,500. It's a lot. It's a lot, right? Think about it. If you think about the amount of companies, right, that are in tech, that's a big amount of companies that have applied. Now, they only selected 7 companies to work with out of those 3,500. So what does that mean? They have a terrible application process and they have a terrible due diligence process. Because if I was to go through 3,500 companies, I promise you that there will be at least 300 and 350 that I'll be able to grow and build, right? With the resources that I sit with. So it's crazy. 7. And guess what? That's considered the best, one of the best, one of the top 5 VCs in all of Web3. So what does that mean? We're very, very, very early, and we have an incredible opportunity to build out the right systems and to create the right value, right? So that's what I wanted to share. Now, if we go back and we're looking at lack of market fit, this is just goes back to research and understanding, reading the reports. Now, I want to share with you guys a gem, right? This is a cheat code, I'm not going to lie, but I want to share it with you guys. So everyone put cheat code in the chat. Cheat code. If you want a cheat code, put cheat code in the chat. Let's go. Right. Let's see. Cheat code. Let's go. All right. I've just put a link in the chat. If you want to understand what are the biggest trends in tech and Web3, first of all, follow me on LinkedIn. First of all. Second of all, you want to look at the biggest consultancies in tech, right? One of them is Capgemini. Capgemini sell their business strategies and ideas to investors, right? So guess what they bring out? They bring out a report. What does that report have? All of the newest and latest concepts and ideas of how to use AI technology, how to use blockchain technology, how to use the metaverse, right? Now go ahead and download the integrated report and have a read through that and tell me that there's no value in there. How does it affect the health industry? How does it affect the technology sector? This is the level that I think if you're reading things at this level, then you can go ahead and see people and other companies and say, oh, they're missing that part. Oh, they need to do that. So that's a gem that I thought I'd throw in the chat for you guys. I hope that helps. Now, number 3 goes back to poor team dynamics.
Hey, I actually want to say something, if that's all right.
Yep.
So, in my life, I don't have time to read all these reports. I'm way too busy. But luckily, I know a guy who does. So I'm gonna hit him up when I need that information. Thank you. That's all.
So, Ish, quick question, yeah?
Thank you, Nina.
So these Capgemini people, are they like a think tank? So their work is just to generate ideas?
No, Capgemini is a consultancy. So I actually work with a lot of AI companies that work with Capgemini. They have an incredible team. They do everything: design, technology, infrastructure. They work with some of the biggest brands in the world and actually are behind a lot of the biggest brands in the world and the tech partners behind them. So I thought I'd share this as they are one of the biggest consultancies in tech as a whole.
Cool. Cheers, man.
Yeah, so when it comes to nice feet, Nino, when it comes to running a business, they look clean, bro. When it comes to running a business, and building it to multiple billions, like I'm talking $1 billion valuation plus, these are some of the people that you want to look at, as well as myself as well, because my goal and what I do is build companies to $1 billion valuation plus as well. And cool. So these are some of the areas that we're looking at in the industry where there's pitfalls. And guess what? When there's a problem, guess what guess what they need? They need a solution. So that's another opportunity for everyone here to be able to build and grow and generate some capital and keep moving. Now, I want to talk about value beyond money. And this is gonna this might actually surprise you guys. Cool. So I'm running about 35 companies in my holding co, my venture studio, and the hold co there. And I just want to talk about value beyond money, because you don't need money to do anything, really. You need the right people, and you need to incentivize them in the right way. And money will follow, money will be generated, right? And I think a lot of people, when they're looking to build a business, they're like, I need money, I need money. Anything that they need to do, if I want to breathe, I need money. If I want to make a business idea, I need money. If I want to get an investor, I need money. No, you need the network, you need the access, you need the resources, right? And I think just to add to that, it's very important to build out that network and have those resources, because, what I've gone and looked at is, instead of acquiring or instead of spending tons of money on these agencies, right? Why don't I acquire the talent? Now I don't need money, right? Now with my talent and my pool of people that I have, I can now build and grow, and I can do anything. I thought I'd share that, and since this is like a private session, I thought I'd also share that I've built this company to over $100 million valuation without injecting a single penny. I let that breathe for a little second, right? Without injecting a single penny, right? And that's been through access, network, resources, building out tons of solutions. And I'm just letting you know, if I can do it, you can do it, and all is possible, right?
Nah, Kish, tell us, man. Tell us. You just can't drop that and then just walk off like it's everyday business, man. Come on, Kish. Come on. Respect us, man.
It is, man. I mean, I can't, like, I eat, sleep, breathe this, man. So this is me 24/7. But I'll give a great example, man. So I own a bank, right? So I actually own a neo bank, a digital bank, right? I'll tell you how it came about. I was running a networking event in one of my offices that I had in London, and off the back of that networking event, I had property people come down. I had other business owners come down that was building out their own platforms. We had guys that were doing digital gold, buying digital gold you can do through their platform. We had property people that had different portfolios of properties, sharing how they did it, sharing their strategies. We had people that were experts in VAs and having virtual assistants, showed you how to amplify your business, etc. All of these different types of pools of people that came by. Now, from running this event, I met a guy called Bradley, right? And he was super interested in tech, super interested in everything. We spoke, and he explained that he worked for KPMG for 6 years, auditing banks, right? So he's auditing banks, and then through him actually becoming a participant in the Web3 space, he ended up making a lot of money from NFTs and from the NFT space. So much so, he left his job. He said, "Listen, this job is not for me anymore," right? And moved on, and was looking for the next thing to do. And I just saw the easiest opportunity, right? Because within my network and everything that I do, I have people that actually build banks, banking systems, banks for other banks, things like that, right? So off the top of my head, as soon as he said he used to audit banks for 6 years, I was like, bro. And then he's sitting on a ton of capital. You've got the expertise. You're sitting with the expertise now to be your own business owner, but he couldn't see it. So I had to share that to him and say, this is the perfect fit, and this is what you can do, and this is how you're going to do it. Because I have the resources in order to do it. Hey presto, I own a bank now, right? And that was a couple years ago. So, it's off the back of the network. It's off the back of understanding how to identify opportunities, but connecting the dots. It's simple logic, right? If someone's been auditing banks for majority of their life and that's their expertise, they're going to be really good at making their own one and auditing and making sure it's managed and running smoothly, right? So leveraging that expertise and helping with people is what I think we should look at and understand. Okay, cool. We will need to find a Bradley. We will need to find someone who has that level of expertise and knowledge, but doesn't quite know how to break through that ceiling, right? So I think that's what I wanted to share. So without investing, without putting down money, through building out your network, through acquiring valuable people, through working with people that are builders, through working with people that are doing marketing, through acquiring those people and working with them, showing them how to make money, giving them clients, finding clients for them, whatever that may look like, adding value at the end of the day. You don't need capital to achieve your goals and to generate capital or make money. You just need to have the team, the network, and the resources. And how did it start out? I want to share sort of how I started out in the space, and I want to share that what I'm doing now has not actually changed very much. To be honest with you, I do the same things. The only thing that's different is the way that I structure it now, right? So I've got my lovely lawyer that we've drafted the world's best contracts in order to make sure that we're protected in everything that we do. That's the only thing that has changed with the way that I work and the things that I do. Other than that, nothing has changed, right? The only thing that has changed is my structure in the way that I work. Just so I wanted to share that, right? So I started off as a super connector. So I had this education company teaching people, educating people, right? Then the next level to that was building out our network and creating an event where we can connect people together. And through connecting people together, I met people that were investors. I met people that were business owners. I met people that wanted to build their own companies. I met people that were just starting out and were just trying to learn, right? One of my biggest things I want to let you guys know as well, you don't know who someone is going to be in 5 years from now. You don't know who someone is going to be in 10 years from now, right? So when you speak to someone, speak to them with a level of respect, and also speak to them with understanding that you want to connect with them on a human level more than a business level, right? And understand that you can share what you want to be about, right? And that's definitely crucial, right? To building long-term relationships. Now, another thing I want to add is, in terms of the events and things that we're doing, I just found that people were asking me, everyone in Web3 is raising money. That's a fact. Everyone in Web3 says, I need to raise money. Even if they raise money already, what are they going to do next? I'm going to raise money again. Right? So the first thing I did was connect people with investors. And I had something called a referral agreement. That referral agreement would say, if I raise money for you, you give me 5%. If magically someone that I know wants to give you 1 million, I need 5% of that, please. If someone magically that I know wants to give you 250K, right? I need 5% of that, please. And that's how I started, through connecting companies together with investors and getting my referral. From that referral, I capture it, I keep going. Boom, 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 right? Off the back of doing that alone, you can actually earn more money than the average salary of even in the UK, the average UK salary, you can earn more money than that. Just by doing that one deal, off the back of one deal, you can make more money than the yearly salary, right? So is it worth your time? I believe so, because even if you don't have a deal that goes through and it's not your first one that goes through, right? You actually can, the way I like to think about it is, if it took you 25 deals to get your deal, then and you got paid 25K from that, then you divide that 25 K by 25. 25K
1K.
divided by 25 means that I got paid $1,000 for every single person that I spoke to. I got paid $1,000. Now I'm happy. Yeah, I'll take a call, no problem, right? This is it's all about how you perception of reality, right? And that's one thing I wanted to share. But being a connector was how I started. Then guess what? I met people that are developers. I met people that are building products. I met other entrepreneurs, and they realized my network is big. I got everyone. So they came to me and asked me, "Do you have someone that can audit my platform that I just built?" Oh yeah, I actually do. In 2 seconds, I connect them in a group. Do you have someone that wants to build in the gaming industry? I want to talk to more people in the gaming industry. Yeah, no problem. I connect you up. And from being that super connector, I became the person that everyone came to for something. I need this, I need that. I'm gonna call Keish. I need this, I need that. Who do you need to call? Someone's gonna recommend you need to call Keish, right? And that's how it started out. And off the back of that, I built very long-term relationships. And now one of the development companies I was working with, helping them with different, even bringing them clients, helping them with auditing contracts, all of these different things, basically giving them access to my network. Now I have a joint venture with that same development company. Now I have 120 developers that I can build products with, and now we've built that development company alone's built over 500 products. So off the back of that, long-term relationship, this is how things happen, right? Love to see everyone connecting in the chat. Let's go. Now, I know I'm conscious of time here, so we're going to speed it up a little bit. Now let's talk about automating the business, and let's talk about building processes to actually create a sustainable business, right? We spoke about, you know, getting people to work, essentially, right? How do you incentivize someone to get to work, right? Okay, I have a company, I'm going to build it out. Let's say at the stage that I'm at now, I have the marketing covered, I have the development covered, have all these elements covered. Okay, let's say I need the right partner to accelerate the brand or business. I can give them a slice of equity in the company if I choose to. I can give them a piece of revenue share from the company. So we're projected to make 1 million in the next 5 months or 3 months or whatever it may be. Or you have a 15% share in this company, right? No one that is working selling services at this present moment in time actually goes and structures equity in companies, actually goes and structures a percentage of the money that gets raised into the company. No one actually goes in and structures a percentage of the revenue that's generated from the business. All they're bothered about is you pay me 25K and I build it for you. You pay me 30K and I build it for you. But when you open these people up to a level of understanding where they can make 150K or 400K or 500K, then it's more valuable than the things that they were doing before, right? And I think that this is how you can open things up for people and actually have people long term that you're paying good money and that you're working on incredible projects together, but working hard and building things out together, right? But the automation side of it comes with teaching people how to have your skill set. And the best way to do that is equal access to opportunities, right? Equal access to opportunities. So this is the ethos of my ecosystem that I've built and work with, right? The ethos is equal access to opportunities, and what that means is everything I have, I give to you. So now you have the best marketing team. Now you have the best development team. Now you have the best partners to work with. And now you can actually go ahead and utilize these tools to go and tackle the world, right? So this is it's really flipping the script, right? And what I like to say is, there's the 9 to 5 working model. Everyone's working the 9 to 5 model. Wake up in the morning, go to work, hate your job, get through it, finish it, go home, and rinse and repeat, right? 9 to 5 working model created by someone called Henry Ford. And what I'm saying now is I've created a new model. This new model is for people that want to be free, that want to be able to travel where they want to, people that want to be digital nomads and entrepreneurs. And all you need is internet and a computer or a mobile phone, right? So guys, I'm actually in Malta right now. So I'm in Malta on some business and completely free, traveling, was in America, all over the place, right? And this is through, adding value and having these automated systems where you can help people grow and give them access to what you have to then empower them and allow you to basically expand. And also, never forget that Web3 is always a continuous learning process. The space is changing every single day. Every 2 weeks is never the same. 2 weeks in Web3 is like 1 year. All right. So make sure you're always staying up to date and on track with what is happening and what is the newest and latest things in the space. Now I'm gonna close on these. Now you have to be resilient, right? You have to be able to get through, you know, things going bad. You have to be able to get through things going good. You have to be relentlessly resilient and have a clear understanding of what your goals are and who you want to be and who you are, and never change for that, right? If you want to be that level of entrepreneur, you have to stick to your guns and understand what value you're bringing. Know your worth, know your value, right? So you need to have that level of resilience, and you also have to be very quick and understanding of how do you want to leverage that information, how do you want to maintain, and how do you want to maneuver in a space. You have to be very adaptive and also embrace uncertainty, right? Because if you're an entrepreneur and you're a business owner, you're not going down the traditional route. You don't have that comfy 9 to 5 job, right? You don't have that comfy employer that's going to pay you whatever at the end of the month, right? But the reality is that employer that's going to pay you that 9 to 5 salary is making 25 or 50 times what they're paying you, right? So I think you have to understand that, there's people that are working for companies that are doing billions of dollars, but they're getting paid, 80K or 50K, right? And it just doesn't add up, right? Maybe overall they're spending $1 million on salaries, but they're making $1 billion, right? So the math is not mathing, right? So also, driving ideas, building out new business models, embracing the culture and innovation, and being ahead of the competition. This will set you apart, right? And this is some of the stuff that I wanted to share. And in conclusion, I wanted to share that, unleashing and building out your network is key, right? So whether that's going to physical events, right? Whether that's online with LinkedIn, with whether that's online with Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, however you're reaching people, TikTok, right? You have to understand, okay, how am I acquiring my client base, or how am I building out my network? Do you start off as a super connector, connecting the dots? Do you start off as someone that's here looking to get this company and that company? Because, after I was doing the referral agreement thing, which now it's like a primitive thing to me. I feel like it's baby steps to me now where I'm at. But with that, the next level for me after connecting companies to investors was connecting one company to another company and saying, okay, this company has this technology and they've done this, but they're missing this piece. And guess what? This company has it. Why don't we do a joint venture together and create a company together to finish all of the gaps and fill in all of the gaps that we have together? And within that joint venture, set it up as a brand new company and then decide what the equity splits are, etc. Right? Now I have so much joint ventures, I can't even count how much joint ventures I have now. Just every week there's at least 10, 15 coming, so I think that's another level and another thing that you can look at in terms of becoming an entrepreneur and a business owner within the space. You know, I keep on, I can't stress this enough, right? And I said this in the last call, and I'm going to say this as a closing remark, right? You know, building a business in tech is no different to building a restaurant, right? You need people coming through your door. You need to have your product on the plate looking pretty and tasting good, right? And you need to get that branch and that restaurant and expand it globally, right? McDonald's, even though their food is terrible for you, all right, they're good at business. McDonald's is a real estate company. Did you know that? They're not
Yeah,
just a restaurant, they're a real
yeah,
estate company. They're
yeah.
about growth and expansion, right? So I think when it comes to running a business and building a business in tech, it's no different to running a restaurant. You need the developers, right? You need the people building out the product and maintaining it. You need the investors, or you forget about the investors for now. You need the marketing, right? You need the people that are going to acquire the people for you and bring the people in, right? You need the right partnerships to make your brand look good, the right partnerships to bridge and expand your company, right? And then that's where your clients come from, because you need clients at the end of the day, right? It's very simple. You have to understand what is needed and acquire the pieces that are needed. And now that you've acquired those pieces, your company is going to build and grow. And you can use those same pieces in every industry sector with technology, right? And I wanted to share that with you guys as a closing remark. And yeah, Brian, I don't know if there's anything you want to add. And
Yo, I don't want to say nothing. I just can't. I really can't. Hold up. Let's hear from Nino and our Evan. But I think our Evan should say something first, because Nino, the students are going to ask him questions about.
Yeah, I mean, a really, great presentation and run through of this gentleman's experience and success. I think it's really a really good addition to this program, because I think it gives, something for others to look towards. Even myself included, I learned a bunch from this presentation. So yeah, thank you for presenting it all and talking about your experiences. There's so much opportunity in this space to bring value, and really that's, I think perhaps part of the key to your success really was, you being able to find ways to bring value to others and to businesses and whatnot. And I think that's, what we should all kind of be aiming towards in a degree. But yeah, that's just off, just off my head, what I can comment on that. I want to go to some of your meetups, your social events here. Maybe Brian and Nino and I and others will join your next one if you have anything upcoming.
yeah, so
Evan,
we
when are you coming to the UK next? Because you're
I
in
don't have
Hawaii.
I don't have plans. I'm on the other side of the world. I'll be probably hanging out in Asia for the next
Okay, nice.
while.
Are
But
you near Thailand by chance?
He's in
no,
Hawaii.
I'm in Hawaii. Yeah,
Okay,
so
cool.
it's
We
still
have an
pretty far
event.
from Thailand.
We have an event in Thailand. I think it's 15th of November. We have
Okay,
we run events for Solana. So Solana in the UK. We
right.
we run all of their events.
How about
And
Japan? You do anything in Japan?
no, not quite yet. No.
Okay, okay,
But yeah, we're very big across Southeast Asia, I would say. So we have partners that are running events across the Philippines. We have partners that are running events
cool. Yeah, I've
in
done a lot of work in the
Singapore.
Philippines.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
right now I'm wanting to focus a bit on Japan, but I wouldn't mind popping down to, maybe Thailand or somewhere at some point. Yeah, and going to one of your events. So, um,
Amazing.
I'll follow your stuff here.
For sure, definitely. Yeah, I'm
Thanks.
going to be sharing out a lot more content covering some things that I discussed today, highlighting the issues in the space, and got a lot of announcements of a lot of the companies that are getting rolled out at the moment. I got an RWA platform, which I'm going to be sharing next. We're tokenizing properties, and we're also tokenizing equity in companies, and tons of stuff coming, man. So very excited to share.
Yeah,
Very
thanks.
cool. Very cool.
So before we go to takeaways, like because we have to wrap this up in style, you know. So we're gonna go back to Destiny and Keish and Evan and Nino for takeaways, but let's hear what the audience have to say. Shamsuddin, you've raised your hand. What's up? Unmute yourself, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. Honestly speaking, today's session is indeed very interesting because you people have discussed several things of which have completely reshaped my mindset on what I'm building and the idea we're working on. So honestly speaking, I want to say a special thank you to Mr. Kesan for this wonderful presentation, and Ms. Destiny also for this wonderful presentation. Today's class is actually so amazing, and it actually completely changes my perception, and the issue of the idea of networking actually is something of very can you hear me please?
Yeah, we can.
Hello, Mr. Brian.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Shamsuddin.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Can't
can.
hear anybody.
We hear you. We hear you. Hello. Sorry, we
All right.
lost you. We hear
All right.
you. We hear you.
Yes, I can see your reaction. So thank you very much. Yeah, it seems my network is somehow. So honestly speaking, there is this idea we've been working on, of which I've started the idea around 2022, and everything started with the scholarship, of which I wanted Mr. Igula Kalistus to be here. At least he can attest to that. The journey of my idea initiated during the blockchain scholarship program held under NISTA, that's National Information Technology Development Agency, of which they took us around blockchain technology, how it works and what it takes. And that was the beginning of the story. And after undergoing that particular scholarship training, I now decided to think of what can I bring to society, what solution can I present. So that was how the journey started, and I keep pushing here day in day out. So here we are today, and I'm trying to bring in something that will revolutionize the dollar to naira to dollar changes, that the exchange stops. So that was where I was working, and I'm still working on. And I learned from Kason's presentation that building a strong team and dedicated people that are passionate in presenting or doing what you intend to do is very crucial, and is something of which you need to put more focus and effort on. So thank you very much for all this great presentation. And there is this question I wanted to ask. Perhaps it's Nino that should respond to this. The format you dropped on the idea we are to submit. I don't know when to submit it, and it seems you did not provide us with where to send it to. So I don't know if you can explain
Yeah.
more about
So
it.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can
Can you hear
hear
me?
you now.
Yeah. So that will be sent
Yes, I
out
can.
in the No Long Ting WhatsApp. We're gonna show you exactly what we expect from you. But don't worry, you're not gonna miss it. You'll know. You'll get the notification. If not, go to the Discord. It'll be posted there too. But it's going to be just admin@fifthwork.com, and you're gonna have to go to fifthwork.com and finish the final. So the final is going to be pass or fail.
Oh,
I'll discuss it with Brian later, exactly what criteria we're going to be considering for pass and fail. But yeah, expect the notification by tomorrow. The deadline is going to be Sunday because we have to review them on Sunday night, Monday morning, choose the winners and announce the winners Monday night.
Thanks, Nino.
all right. Thank you very much.
So what I'm gonna do,
Have a
we
great day.
have
Thank you.
Zikrula. Zikrula, you wanna unmute yourself? You said you have something to ask the members of the panel.
Hello, good evening. Are you
Yeah,
hearing me?
evening.
Yeah. Since all these days when this program has been going on, we have been very busy because we have a team like that. I with some few of my guys, that we've joined this program, but we are always very, very busy. You'll find out that most of the time I'm always on track, whereby they are at the working place. By the end of the day, when we go to work in the morning, I have to analyze to them what we've done. We are also thinking of, we have a project that we are thinking of leaving the job so that we can face ourselves into the world based on what one of the panelists just said now. But the question is this: we have a project we are looking into. After this entire program that you have just organized, I so much believe that we will not be picked. We're going to write the exam, we will not be picked. Is there any way how that we can submit our project and we want to go on with that project and want to make sure that we succeed? Is there any way that you can? Yeah.
Nino, you want to take those project questions, please? So Zikrula,
Yeah, so
Nino is gonna answer you, yeah, and yeah.
just submit what you have. Don't think that the winners of the ideathon are the only people that are going to get helped. That's not true. Join the Discord, have your idea, submit something so that you're at least getting, the certificate of achievement, and then just submit something. We are going to help you develop that idea.
Okay.
Probably much farther beyond the No Long Ting.
All right.
But that Discord is where that happens. That's in the cohorts of the past, we had a problem where we would teach these students and we would invest a lot of time and effort and money sometimes into these students, and then we wouldn't give them a space to collaborate. And we really want to fix that with this Discord. That's what this intent is with this Discord. You go there, you communicate, you network, and you continue to capitalize on what we've invested in you. And that gives us a way of re-engaging with you even after No Long Ting doesn't happen.
All right.
So after Monday, we're going to continue working with you through the Discord.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, thanks. So what I'm going to do is now we're starting to sum up, and we're going to takeaways. And I just think since it's the last class, it's only fair that we get some few takeaways from the students. So I'm going to pick, let's say, 1 or 2 students from each region. So from the Caribbean and from Africa, West Africa in particular. So Favor, I'm going to start with you. You just want to share with your with your fellow students, like what your experience has been, and basically, like how you find the assessment, like just anything regarding the course that you just want to talk about or take away regarding today's session or any other session, like whatever it is that you just want to share with us.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to say 1 or 2 things on behalf of the students. It's really been an amazing time, and I want to appreciate the organizers. I want to appreciate all those who took out their time, their resources to put this up. It's really rare to find people who are passionate about the underrepresented and those who needed a voice. And I could say the blockchain-less group and the whole team have really given us a voice. So I really want to appreciate you. Initially, when I saw this whole thing, the first day, it was amazing. Second day, the whole lesson started, and sometimes it sounded ambiguous. It was looking like I was struggling and everything. But from the 4th day, when someone, like, was it Oba King or one of the students, asked the panelists to share their personal motivation. In fact, for me,
it was.
Yes. In fact, for me, that was the start of my own No Long Thing after those experiences, because I could literally, I was just saying, wow. Because at the 4th day, I was already giving up. I'm sure Brian could remember my chats when some of the the facilitators were talking about the technical aspect. It was looking so ambiguous. I wasn't really getting it. I was just giving up. But after the motivation section, In fact, that was when I started. And I know for so many students, that was when our interest was, sparked up. So I really want to thank you for that, because here in Africa, if you look at our chart, you look at, someone said something that the traditional educational system is so repulsive that you see people, they just want to impose things on you. They want to impose the way they do things. And if you don't do it the way they want you to do it, you are failed. Like, you are not there. So, but this whole boot camp has not just opened our eyes, but it has given us an opportunity to be who we can be. I was teasing Brian. I said, one thing whenever I wake up and I remember no long thing, the next thing I say, big up yourself. I tell myself, Favor, big up yourself. And that simple statement has been a source of motivation to me personally. So I don't know of others, because one thing with me, I may not really take the bigger part, but those little things I really grab, So I also want to appreciate the whole panelists. I can't start mentioning names. I'm not very good at remembering all the names. But for today's section, it's been hot, starting from our beauty queen, Miss Perkins. I don't know. Forgive me for pronouncing your name. Thank you so much for those insightful. I just looked through your profile, LinkedIn profile, and I say, yes, this is the kind of woman I really want to, connect with. So simple. I know the kind of person I am. I'm not always attracted to ambiguous things. Just give me that simple thing. And that's it for most Africans and Caribbean. We just want that simple thing we could pick and work with, and and we're good to go. So I want to thank you. And then for Kish, thank you so much. Even while you were speaking, I was already refining my ideas, because I deliberately say, no, I'm not going to submit this idea. I really want to get the end of today's section, because I know I will have some touch-ups. I know I will remove and add and all of that. I want to really appreciate you, Mr. Kish. In fact, those wonderful statements, I want to start with the fact that I want to become free. And I know many Africans want to become free. Yes, we want to be digital nomads. We don't want to be limited. We've been limited for so long. And I'm sure most of the students here, even those out there, they are already, we're in the same page. Yes. As I'm talking to you, I have developed some group of teenagers that I'm also, encouraging into blockchain. This little no long thing has helped me to reach out to young ones who are enthusiastic. I keep, sending them nudges and telling them, oh, I'm into this, and I think you too can do it. So I just want to say thank you. I want to say, and I want to also plead, and the whole team, let this not just end here. It is a continuous process. No long thing bootcamp is just a foundation. I believe that. Please, no matter how maybe out of sense or foolish our ideas may be, it may be outside your resources, but always look at that little comma. I always call it that comma, that dot that might make sense in the whole idea. You may not be able to take the whole, you may just take 3, but we're looking at the fact that one thing that Africans and Caribbeans needs are mentors and people who will always tell them, keep up, we're behind you. So we need you all. As I'm talking to you, I've already sent LinkedIn requests to all our panelists. I'm hoping to connect with you all, because we have a lot to solve in agriculture and food. And right now we have a group of over 2,000 women agriculturists who are already reaching out to me that, we really need to find solution as to how we could also make income with our little resources by removing the third party. So I love that language by Mr. Nino. He's always saying it, how can we get innovation to the larger mass by removing the third party? And that is what I'm looking out for. I want to remove all the third parties in all of my ideas. And I believe that, in fact, I just want to stop here. Thank you so much.
That was good.
Thank you so much.
Bless you, Favor. Bless you so much. So I'm gonna pick on a few more students. Camilla.
Sorry to interrupt, Brian. I'm really short on time.
Okay.
I need to
Okay.
go
Cool.
shortly.
Yeah. Okay. Kish, you do your takeaways. You and Destiny do your takeaways, and then we're gonna remain with the students and just get their takeaways as well. Because it's the
Okay,
last part, I
amazing.
just want them to
No,
talk.
1000%.
Yeah.
Thank you guys
So
so much.
Ish and Destiny, please, you can wrap up then.
Yeah, I think once again a massive round of applause to everyone that's made it this far, right? This has been a 2 week long boot camp. It's not a short boot camp, and everyone's really stayed engaged, brought the energy, and we can tell everyone's making their notes. Everyone's bringing really great ideas, and we just want to say thank you to everyone that's been a part of this. As much as we're also pouring into you, you guys are pouring into us, and we're building a community here together so that we can all help build and grow. And I think that, for me personally, I'm looking for those individuals that are setting themselves apart. I'm looking for those individuals that are looking to really achieve really big things and have really big goals. And I think it's really been incredible to be able to share, all of this knowledge and information, etc. But we're really excited to be able to, help foster these ideas and help them become reality. So I just wanted to leave that as a closing remark.
Yo, bless you, Keish.
Thank you,
Destiny.
Keish.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. I want to say it's just honestly to piggyback off what he said. Like, I don't think y'all understand. It takes a lot of people the courage to actually even join something like this, to feel like they're ready and to like be willing to receive this information. So you're all already ahead. Like, I'm excited to see where everyone's at in a year from now, growing their businesses, flourishing. So thank you so much, Brian, for organizing this. I know organizing positions are not easy, but of course, at the end, when it's all said and done, everyone is so grateful. So if anybody wants to be in touch with me, whether it's like consultations or you just want to stay in tune with my journey and see, I'm always doing events, maybe worldwide next year. You'll have to find out and then see what I got going on next year. But my Instagram is Destiny Perkins Official. I put in the chat, of course, LinkedIn, and on TikTok, I go live a few times a week, and I also drop some gems on there for the free. So let's all stay connected. And Brian, again, thank you. And I
Well,
will
bless
see
you.
y'all.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you all. Bye
Cheers.
now.
Bye-bye. So, students, we're still gonna take your takeaways because I just feel like I just want to hear you guys express yourselves. So, Camila, you have the mic on.
Okay, good evening, everyone.
Okay.
I'm excited to be here today. Like, it's the last day of the boot camp, and yeah, I made it, and we all made it to the end. Yeah, thank you to Blockchain Lex. Thank you to Nino for fifth work. Thank you to all the panelists, particularly Sarah. Please say me well to Sarah.
I'm gonna send Sarah this for her to listen.
Yeah.
So you send your shout out, I'll
Our
send it to
session was
her.
my best. Like, our session was the best for me about NFTs, the way she broke everything down. I've been reading about NFT for a while now. I think since 2022 or so. Yeah, so I think the first time I got what it means really was in that session. So I was really excited to be a part of that. And then my takeaway from this whole boot camp is going to be, I'm African and I'm Nigerian, and we are not used to jumping on things. We don't really have I don't like to talk about this as like a victim, but like the reality is we don't really have access to some of these stuff, like the way you guys were talking about, attending events, joining somebody, like meeting up with people, networking and starting up something. It's not quite easy for us here. There is this I think there's the cultural hold back too. We don't really like access information that much as you guys consume. So like while everybody was talking, so I was just assessing myself of like where are you at with regards to like reading, like with regards to like getting information, retaining information. So like if I'm going to take anything from this whole boot camp, it's going to be, I think I need to get more information, and I need to start, like up my game in knowledge, in finding knowledge, and trying to understand what happens in things I have interest in. And so finally, I was thinking also that why don't we have, Crypto Mondays Nigeria or Crypto Mondays Africa, since you have Caribbean, and so I'm thinking
Why
of
not?
education. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of
You could.
education.
We're gonna link that up very soon. Actually, I was discussing it with Gabrielle and the rest, and we really have to do that soon, just to make sure
Yeah,
the education
Gabriel.
continues. Okay.
I'll be willing to hear from Gabriel. That energy must, I must get some of it.
Thank you. And
So
remember,
thank
you
you.
are still welcome for all our events and everything. We're gonna keep you part of the community, so don't worry, okay? And then we'll
Thank you.
discuss with individual people who like want to pick up the Crypto Monday brand in those particular regions, and we see how we can work together. All right. So yeah, Palesa, it's not
I'll
Crypto
reach out.
Monday Lesotho is possible. Like it's all possible. So we'll be in touch with all that, with all those opportunities. Okay. Now next person we want to hear from Dominique Butler to represent the Caribbean.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Hi guys, bonjour Creole. Greetings from the Isle of Beauty, Isle of Splendor, the nature island of the world, the land of 365 rivers. I'm
Wow.
Dominique. Yes, my name is French for Dominica. And if you give me a chance, I can talk all the way till whenever. But I just want
No.
to say thank you so much and showing gratitude. My grandfather would say, a man never stops learning. This is very new to me, extremely new. Like I literally only got on board with Adela a couple months ago with blockchain and crypto and stuff. And I could really see the Caribbean and Europe and especially Western Africa because we're so close. Tomorrow, Wizkid is in the place performing on our big stage for Creole Festival. You know, we have a lot of stuff going on in the Caribbean, especially between St. Lucia, Dominica, and the other southern islands. We have products, we have water, we have food, we have talent, we have music. And I just see this connecting us so well in the future. Because what crypto is supposed to reach, what, 130 billion by 2030? There's so much potential for it. We have also a citizenship by investment program that I personally was involved in. I see these guys have a lot of crypto. They can use it to buy, to invest in real estate, especially in exchange for citizenship. I talk in Middle East there. So we know what it's like over there when it comes to that. And we were on top of the CBI program if it wasn't for money and banks and data integrity. So I could see this as a very good thing, especially when it comes to that, no compromise, no secrets, and money's passing, things going, I mean, Dominica especially and St. Lucia especially, we have this unique culture where it's a mixture of French and English and Spanish and Afro especially, Dominica especially has a genre of music called bouillon, and it's globally taking over the world, and especially like when it comes down to water. We have so much water in Dominica. I don't know why I'm paying for water in the pipe. There's water flowing from any corner of the place, And another thing is we're close to Africa. We're not that far from West Africa,
Wow.
The Eastern Caribbean is not far from West Africa. Why do we always have to go further than that for investments, for money, for people, for entertainment? And I really think the Caribbean has so much potential with crypto here. Like it's so green and there's so much room for starting things organic. You can come with fresh ideas that nobody else has and start it here and organically grow it here, like literally and figuratively speaking. There's so much land here. Dominica we're only 70,000 people,
Wow.
70,000 people alone is in Dominica living and thriving in a way, but again, another thing I hope to see this would do is changing mindsets. A lot of people are very accustomed to the bare minimum. So And that would be my main thing I would love to see change, just the mindsets.
Bless you.
It's like a lot of people here will pass this straight. They're like, what is that blockchain? Why is that? I don't want, I don't have time for that. You know?
Bonjour,
Yes.
Bonjour,
Hey, and Adela and I are very, very close. That's my family. That is my advisor. That is everything to me. And I really hope to just continue this with her and see you guys.
Thank you so much, Dominique.
Thank you so much.
Very much. Now we're
I
gonna move
just,
to
hey, Brian,
something else.
can I just say
Yeah.
one thing? I just want to tell all of the Africans that, listen, Dominique has your back because she's one of the most Afrocentric people I know. So, so always talking about Africa, and we want to take a trip. So that's it.
Thanks, Dels. Now, now speaking of Africa, let's go down to East Africa before we come back to South Africa. So let's see. Marcy, you want to give us your quick takeaway? Marcy is from East Africa, Kenya.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly.
We hear you, yes.
Mercy. Yeah, Mercy. What I've learned so far from this program, networking. I think networking is very important, and it's
Marcy, we're losing you. Hello? Beatrice, you want to help your sister in Kenya? Marcy, Beatrice? Okay, I think we've lost the Kenyan delegation. Okay, if we've lost the Kenyan delegation, we are going to move swiftly to South Africa. And we're going to start off with Palesa, unless Marcy is back. Oh yeah, Marcy, it's fine. At least we heard you. Networking is important. Sorry for your network troubles. Palesa.
Hi everyone, this is Palisa. I am from Lesotho, the kingdom in the sky. That's where I'm from. Yeah, so all I just want to say to you guys is thank you for this boot camp. Coming from FLC and to this no loan thing boot camp, it's been a journey for me, and it's been wonderful because I can tell you guys that at the moment I didn't realize like a lot of challenges that my country were facing. But with this knowledge that you have equipped me with, I'm in a position to see these challenges and try so hard to be in a position to like face them and try to find solutions. Well, as for the blockchain and trying to find solutions through this blockchains, well, maybe my proposal will come later, but I'm still thinking because, well, yeah, my country is a bit behind with a lot of things. So for now, what I'm going to work on is basically just awareness, starting with like what is cryptocurrency and moving on to blockchains. So hopefully I'll get a team in my country and we'll have some ideas, and I'll try to reach out to you, Brian, and see what we can do from there. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Palesa.
I do wanna say something. So
yeah.
I don't expect you to have all the answers right now. I mean, we've given you a very, very basic understanding. We have the network, we have the contacts. You submit something. You said you've seen problems. You've been able to see the problems that are around you. Submit that. And you don't have to know why or how or what blockchain. We literally are the experts on that. So, but I don't know what your problems are. I can't equip you better. I can't give you the right people. I can't help you network if you don't give me something to work with. And it's you. What we need, that this whole thing is about, is people in the local community who are experiencing these problems, that have a desire to see them fixed, they have a horse in the race. I don't have a horse in that race, but I would like to. So if you don't mind, please submit something. Let us get you that recognition. Let us get you that certification that shows you are legitimate. It has our names on it. It has our branding on it. It matters. So definitely submit something. I know you don't have an idea yet, but submit something.
All right, cool.
All right, I'll definitely do that.
Thanks, Palesa. Now we're going to move to David and then Obakeng, and then finally Franklin, and then Nino and Evan and Dels are going to finalize with their takeaways as well. So, David, are you on mic?
Yes, sir. I'm on mic. How's it?
Sharp, sharp, my man.
I'm all good. I'm all good. Yeah. At first, I'll be honest with you guys because I believe that honesty will redeem myself. I mean, it will redeem me. So at first, I started this. Okay, actually, Overking reached out to me and said, "Man, you know what? You need to join this boot camp and see what you're gonna learn from that." Then in my mind, I thought actually we're gonna learn most of the things about Ethereum and all that, but that was not entirely what I expected from day one, day two. I remember I was telling my again that, my man, you know what? I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'll just move on with self-studying and all that. But yo, you guys blew my mind. Like you changed my mind from that. I was like, you know what? This is what I wanted to hear. And up until today, like I've been blown away. I didn't want to miss any session, although there and there I had some important things to do. But yeah, it's a great boot camp, and I've learned a lot, and also I've met new people on the Discord, also on the long thing, and I've learned some new slang, no man ting, things like that. So yeah, big man ting, yes.
Yeah, big
So
man thing, bro.
so this has been very, very good. And yes, we submitted our idea today because I'll be on leave from next week. So normally when I take leave, I stay away from computer, network, everything. So I'll be off. So we were like, you know what, let's submit as soon as possible. So yeah, big ups to you guys. Thanks, Nino, Mr. Ghostman. I tried to find you on social media,
You won't
couldn't
find
find
it.
you.
You won't
But
find
yeah,
it.
you have a wealth of knowledge, and I appreciate you for everything that you have shared. You have shared a tremendous information for us to learn in terms of compiling good ideas. And Keith, man, oh my God, Keith, oh my God, my man. Oh, yo, guys, I don't know what to say, but thank you very much for this opportunity. And yeah, let's take this far. And yeah, that's
Big
all I
up
can say
yourself.
for now.
Big up yourself. Franklin, you want to say something, and then Obakem wraps it up as he's been world boss for this no long thing. Franklin, please.
Actually, I wanted to ask Nino if he has interest in like fintech or stuff like that.
So I am a security guru. I do compliance, and I do it for governments. And I am too busy. I have two kids. I have a life. I have a classic truck that I like to work on. I ride motorcycles. Uh, I'm not uninterested, but I enjoy my life as it is. This is my passion. I want to teach people. I want to help people. This is what I do.
Thanks, Nino. Franklin, if you want any help from Nino, you can reach out to him. Nino will never say no to helping anybody. Like he literally helped.
Nino for president. Nino for president. I'll vote for it.
Plus, he pays people to learn. Okay. Obakeng, you wanna wrap it up?
Bona jwale se ke kena ka ntho tsa dikakapa ke tsena ka dilo tse di monate. And ladies and gentlemen, I am going really to have to take off my glasses for this spectacular moment because oh my gosh, today I thought would be one of those sleepy Fridays, like, all right guys, it has been a great week, but that is not what I got today. I got a Mike Tyson moment. And my takeaway for the boot camp has been especially after Keisha had a talk. I felt like the Holy Spirit dropped down and just blessed the whole congregation in here. Because the takeaways from the last 2 weeks and what he mentioned today was just the level of networking and surrounding yourself with positive people, which is what I've been seeing, and also ensuring that you just continue to innovate. But most importantly, the lesson that I just want to share once again with candidates as we keep moving forward, regardless of being the project being selected or not, the importance of networking, because it's something I've also realized time and time and time again, especially with all this technology being shoved in our faces, is that we forget that we do business with people and not technology. And yes, it makes it much easier. Physical interactions too, like in-person events are helpful. But just remember that it's another person on the other side of the screen. And one thing too, I've also realized that I'm taking as a keynote takeaway after today's Mike Tyson punch, guys, a key takeaway is that mentality. So for me personally, I would just share that stop surrounding yourself with negative people. That's why mostly I just blow my alone so that I can preserve this energy. And if I was able to get this energy digitally, also ensure that if you cannot find the people in your own area that are positive minded, that are progressive, that are innovative, get yourself a community like this. Be on board, keep engaging, keep interacting, and reaching out to all the different guest speakers that are here. So happy weekend to everybody, and thank you to the Blockchain Lex group and all the guest speakers, because this was a finishing Mawashigiri. Cheers.
Bless. Big up yourself. Okay, now I'm coming back to the panelists. I'm gonna start off with our Evan.
Yeah. So, I think probably the biggest takeaway that I've had from today's session was just how important it is to get yourself out there and believe in yourself and believe in your mission. I mean, there's just wonderful speakers today. Really good stuff. And, I try to embody that in my life as much as possible, but I still have a lot of work I need to do on that. I am an educator in blockchain. And so that's kind of, my basis for my professional career. But, I'm also a father, and I believe in the future of humanity and civilization and a better world for everyone, and a fair opportunity for everyone to be able to, compete and perform and build on their own, and to contribute to this world. And so far, and as a lot of our brothers and sisters in Africa have been saying, is that the access to opportunities has been limited, and the Caribbean too. And I think really this whole sort of digital, I don't want to call it a revolution anymore, because at this point, the digital age is eclipsing the industrial age, right? I mean, the industrial age still exists, no doubt, but we are very much in a data-driven world. And now, as we sort of move into this more, I guess you could say, decentralized, distributed, remote opportunities, where people no longer have to be in a certain place to do business. Now, places like the Caribbean, I think, and Africa, of course, have huge opportunities to develop, because all of a sudden people like me and others from around the world who don't necessarily want to go live in New York City and want to go live in that corporate culture and crap, and have to live in, an ugly industrial, urban cityscape, can go live in a beautiful Caribbean island and have a life that is global, right? Virtually global and do business anywhere in the world. I think it's going to be open up, a whole new way of living for people. People will choose where they want to live based on, things that are not dependent economically anymore, right? Environment, people, culture, food, all these things. And we're seeing that already, right? With the sort of the nomadic people moving around, working digitally. Yeah, so I think we're really starting to see the beginning of Africa and of the Caribbean and of other places uh, as they will grow and develop and become very futuristic societies. And part of that is engaging the younger generations 100%. I mean, when we look at radical change in any sort of environment, what we're looking at isn't so much educating the old, right? It's about building the future so that when 5 years from now, 10 years from now, the thing that I've been working and seeding on is now like a full blown whatever, right, success. So you do have to kind of develop a different perspective. You have to look at the opportunities and look at the challenges as opportunities, really. And so, all of you, well, many of you do live very challenged lives. This is an opportunity for you, in a sense, because it gives you an understanding of life that a lot of people that may be better off than you in some way financially won't know. They won't see the opportunities because they won't understand the challenges. And so this is something that you should really dig into and help form the basis of your professional life, your career, your businesses. Don't try to be something that you're not, right? Try to embrace the things that make you you and make you powerful and make you creative and want to build for the world. So yeah, really wonderful speakers. I got really inspired and I learned a lot. And I want to keep pushing and educating and helping as well. So yeah,
Thank
sorry
you.
I haven't been as talkative as I was the first few days. I've unfortunately been having a health issue. Um, but it's been lovely hearing everybody
Thanks.
and all of your guys' questions and comments.
Thanks, Evan. Bless you. Hope you're feeling much, much better.
Thank
Now,
you.
we're going to move to Dels and then to Nino, because still there's questions about the assessment to Nino. So, Dels, let's get your takeaway, then Nino's takeaway and his advice on the assessment again, because I can see the Discord and everything is just assessment. Dels?
Yeah, I learned so much from this. It's one thing to, live, travel, work all over the world. It's another thing to really sit and listen to the actual on the ground challenges of everyone. And that truly has been my focus for the last, 20 years of my life is it's access, it's inclusion and, breaking apart those the barriers to that. And I really just want to thank everybody who's reached out to me. I want to thank all of the speakers. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Brian, for putting this together, core team, thank you so much. Thank you so much for your energy, your focus, and openness throughout this entire journey. I've not just only gained skills, but I hope, that you have as well. And not only that, but confidence to leverage those skills for meaningful change in our communities. Because listen, when somebody gives you a full stop, sometimes you just need to like strip it off and put a comma there as well. So you got a semicolon, right? And let us make the change that we want to see. remember, this field is more about technology. It's about connection. It's about empowerment. And, I just want to leave you with one of my favorite African proverbs. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And let's continue building, learning, and making a difference together. Congratulations to each and every one of you. Thank you so much, team. And everybody connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
Thanks, Dolls. Nino, your takeaway, then your assessment questions.
My takeaway, it's hard to say. I think that hopefully I can take away some students, keep them with me. That's
Wow.
that's my goal. I want to take you all with me. And I want to help you. That's submit something. Let me help you. That's it. That's this whole thing. Give me something to work with. Give yourself something to work with.
Thanks, Nino. Are there any assessment questions people are still asking here on the Zoom? If not, Nino is gonna catch up with you on the Discord, and he's gonna help you from there, okay? All right, cool. Now, my final words for the night are, guys, you have an opportunity that some of us never had. And like we've brought such a huge team to help you all. It's literally for you. And we are so grateful that some of you came and decided they're going to grab the opportunity by the horns. You started off many and the numbers trickled down and we stabilized at some point. And all you who are here now really understand because you were there every day for the past 2 weeks. It sounds like graduation day, but it's not yet. So I'm gonna save the speech for graduation day on Monday, but I'm so proud of you. And what I'll keep asking you guys is just keep investing in your knowledge. Your brain is your biggest investment. It's not the house, the car, or the money, it's your brain. Because when your brain has that, you can achieve all those other things easily. So invest in your brain, keep learning, and whenever you have that knowledge, keep sharing it. Okay? Blowing someone else's candle doesn't make yours shine brighter. Okay? So just keep helping other people and just keep lighting up other people's candles. That's it from me. Love you guys. Mad love. Big up yourself. Okay. I see there's a hand up.
Can I want to say something. I forgot.
Yeah.
So someone said, I think it was Quiche, you don't know what someone's gonna be in 5 years, right? I want to say, Evan, fifth work, the whole idea behind it was Evan's idea, and I'm here driving it. It's win-win. At the same time,
Well, it wouldn't have existed, right? It was my idea, but it
it
would
was your
it
idea,
was just an
but
idea, right?
it was my work and my connections, but it was your
Yeah,
idea.
yeah.
That's not necessarily what I want for the students. I want the students to kick their own ideas, if possible. But if not, that's okay. We'll find a way. But again, this is I forgot to mention that Evan is the reason that we are all here. So I would like to end my comments with a big thank you, Evan, for trusting in me to see your idea to fruition. And I want everyone to please say thank you to Evan in some way by building something and actually
Nino should
accomplishing
thank
his
Nino. I
vision.
should thank Nino, if anything, actually. So you should all thank
Thank both
Nino,
of you. We are grateful to both of you.
and then Brian, of course, for all this. So, I mean, and everybody. There's a lot of work, and to say one person is responsible for it, I think is not accurate.
That's
But
true.
I would say there
This
was
is
somewhat
Evan's
of an
seed,
origin of
and
this thing with me, but I'm glad to see that it has way evolved beyond, and I'm sure it will grow in so many different ways with so many different people all over the world. And that's what all I really care about, frankly, because it would suck just to have an idea and not get it out there.
Thank you so much, guys. Shamsuddin, I saw your hand raised, but it's a bit too late now. I'm going to allow you to say what you're saying, but it's a bit too late. If it's something that can go on the Discord, fine. But if it's really pressing, then by all means, please proceed. And I can't even see you now. Shamsuddin, I think you've dropped off. Okay, so guys, it's Friday. It's almost 10 p.m. here, and it's almost 11 a.m. in Nigeria. So we're going to allow you to go rest. Reflect on your assignments, on your assessment. Literally, Camila has taken the words out of my brain. Nino is the simplest guy. He doesn't care about how you format it, PDF or Excel or whatever it is. Just submit the thing. Nino, you want to say, like, just submit the thing?
Get me something. Yeah, I know you know what problems impact you. You deal with them every day. You know what they are. Put that on paper. And then the questions, they just follow each other. There's a problem. How can blockchain solve it? Well, I mean, this would help. How are you going to get about it? Well, I could do this and this and this. What do you need from us to do that? Well, I don't have a developer. I don't have this. I don't have that. What's your elevator pitch? Just read the lines that you just wrote. It's very simplistic. Just give me something that proves to me that you listened.
All right, cool. Cheers. Shamsuddin, please, if you can say it in 1 minute, we'll be grateful because Temubek, it's 1:45 a.m. in Uzbekistan. So we have to allow him to go. So Shamsuddin,
All right.
quickly.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Brian. I'm sorry for coming back again.
Yeah.
It's one quick question I wanted to ask Mr. Nino, and I can't access him on any of social media, and like I wanted to know if he has like I've been trying to search him, I couldn't find
I
him.
have no social media.
Oh.
You can find Fifth Work exists on Facebook, but I never check it. I just earmarked it so no one stole that name. That's about it. You'll find me in the Discord. You'll find me in the Discord, but that's it.
At least you can now find him on Discord. But Nino is a ninja, okay? So, guys, we're gonna see you Monday for graduation, and we're gonna allow you to like lime chill afterwards and just like catch up and network with each other. But for tonight, let's end it there. We love you guys, and we're so grateful for everything. Let's just do it. Nobody wants you to fail. We want you to succeed. So let's just keep doing it. Don't give up before you even start, So just let's go. All right. See you guys Monday. Let's pick up the discussion in the Discord and the WhatsApp and any other platform. And see you Monday.